bound only by frozen memories. Lost in time, racing on these broken dreams.
So I said no, 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 it was supposed to be my pentakill. Why did you die to me? I killed no 1, 2, 3 for champions. I can't believe you're trolling. No, it was supposed to be my pentakill. Why did you die to me? I killed no 1, 2, 3 for champions. I can't believe you're trolling.
Wait a minute!
So I said no, 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 it was supposed to be my pentakill. Why did you die to me? I killed no 1, 2, 3 for champions. I can't believe you're trolling. No, it was supposed to be my pentakill. Why did you die to me? I killed no 1, 2, 3 for champions. I can't believe you're trolling.
Count us down. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the match of the night of the BSGCS Semifinals between DTS and Piping Esports. I'm your play-by-play caster, Drax here, and with me today is your color caster, Daniel. How you doing, Daniel?
Doing pretty well. How are you doing today?
Doing pretty well. What do you think about this matchup that we have here tonight?
Pretty sure Piping is going to destroy DTS, but I've been proven wrong before.
All right, well, we'll definitely keep an eye on the favorites, Piping Esports, as the first bans come to place, Swain and Orn being taken away. What
I
do you
love
think
the
about
Swain
these
ban.
bans?
I don't know how I feel about the Orn ban. I think Swain's such a disgusting mid laner right now. He's so tanky, he does so much damage. LeBlanc Revert actually coming out, seeing a ban from the side of Piping there. What do you think about that?
Well, LeBlanc with the revert, of course, is now to her old state where she QWs you over and over again until you lose lane. But now she has lost her wave clear. She is still quite squishy, and she still has high cooldown. So I don't think definitely deserving of a ban. We'll see maybe in game 2 or game 3 if there is one. If the LeBlanc comes out, see that for ourselves. But now, second and third bans coming out. Blight's Ivern taken away.
Man, I don't think the Ivern ban's worth it. Even if someone specializes with that character, I don't think he has enough strengths right now to make up for it. However, the GP ban I love. I think that champion is so gross.
Yeah, absolutely. GP taken away from Taiki. Definitely could be a target ban in that regard as well. GP being quite difficult to play. Of course, the third ban going to come out from DTS here is the Scion. That is 2 top bans taken away from Zigri. Do we know anything about Zigri?
Funny enough, I actually do not. I do like the Scion ban though, because I also think that champion's gross even after the nerfs. He just brute force his way through laning phase and become a monster. Trundle first pick though, and then 2 tanks picked on the side of DTS. Trundle's gonna shred through them really easily.
Absolutely. Zach's elastic slingshot can be canceled by Trundle's pillar, so definitely an interaction to look out for in those skirmishes and fights as the game continues. Now Blight and Kid of Fire are going to be able to pick 2 more picks for the side of Piping Esports. Already a strong pick in that Trundle. We'll see if they can round out their comp. Kaisa taken for CTG Requiem.
Kaisa is such a gross character right now. I think she's by far the best AD carry in the game. You just 1v5 with that character, especially with the Janna pickup here. I don't think they're ever going to be able to kill her.
Well, now Nemo hovering the Janna, going to take it away as well. That is a Kaisa Janna versus the Alistair, AD carry unknown for DTS as of now. Jin Daddy looking to pick his mid laner in this last pick in the first round of drafts. Could be an Azir. What do you think about Azir right now?
I think Azir is one of the best mid laners, even after the nerfs. I feel like there's 4 mid laners right now that just are the kings of mid lane. I think Ryze, Talia, Azir, and Cassiopeia are all so strong. Like, it's insane. You just wave clear and roam, and they actually go with the TF here.
Well, Twisted Fate, unparalleled level 6 roaming pressure with his ultimate. Might see some good roams there from Jin Daddy. But now the second bans have come out. 3 picks for each side have been secured. What kind of meta picks are we looking for these teams to secure?
I think if you're the side of Piping, you're going to want to ban out some of the ADs. DTS banning ADs when Kaisa's pick. Kind of odd. I personally think Piping should ban the Ezreal. He's one of the safest AD carries right now, and if he's not on a safe AD carry, he's just going to get run down by the Kaisa and Trundle.
Absolutely. We'll see how that Trundle pick will work into the enemy team. Like you mentioned, Trundle is good against tanks, but why is he good against tanks?
Little fun ability on Trundle called Subjugate, where he steals a percentage of the target's armor and magic resist. That's why Trundle is one of the best counters into Sejuani. Sejuani has her passive up, you press R, and you get all of her magic resistant armor, and you just become unkillable.
Absolutely. And keep in mind that once Sejuani's passive wears off, she can actually have negative armor and MR because of that interaction.
Yes.
Definitely a strong counter there. Now, the second round of bans have been completed in about a couple seconds here. Caitlyn and Rengar taken away by DTS.
I honestly don't understand why they would ban the Caitlyn unless they are expecting a Kaisa jungle, which I don't think is very strong right now. But maybe it could be, but I would have rather banned another jungler, maybe a mid laner, get that pool down a little bit.
Well, Yasuo now taken
Twitch
away by
hover.
Takey, and now the Twitch is hovered by the Chocho, AD carry for DTS. Of course, this will be responded to by 2 picks from Piping side, so almost
Going for-
rounding out this champion select. Which
Going for-
side, as of now, do you think has a better comp?
As of right now, I personally like the side of Piping more. I think there's so much value on the Kaisa and Janna pick. I mean, the Twitch late game is nothing to scoff at, and I think if the side of DTS can scale, it'd be really good. Oh, it is Kaisa jungle. Okay. Interesting.
All right. Well, Blight taking that Kaisa jungle. That will be a Trundle top for Zigri against the top laner that Donga Vicious has yet to pick for Takey. Poppy, wait a second. Poppy locked in for Zigri.
Oh, so it is Kaisa AD. We got baited.
Could be Kaisa AD. Could be Poppy top as well for Zigri. And, of course, the Trundle jungle for Blight. And now the mid laner being hovered for Kid of Fire. Aurelion Sol. What do you think about Aurelion Sol right now?
Another one of the shove and roam mid lane champions. Wonderful. Fits the meta pretty well, I think. Ooh, instead we actually got a Malzahar pick here. I think he's much easier to execute. Ooh, Vlad hover. I am of the opinion Vladimir is one of the most broken characters in the game right now.
Well, Vladimir taken by Takey in the top lane. That is a triple magic damage composition top, mid, and jungle for DTS. Now, on the side of Piping, that is a Trundle, Malzahar, and a Poppy to respond. Which top side do you think is stronger for these 2 teams?
I think the Trundle Poppy. I mean, Vlad is a gross character, but Trundle can just completely destroy the Zac in the 2v2. But you have to keep in mind, Vlad is actually taking Ignite here, which could help them win it.
Well, Spellbook taken off on Vladimir could be a valuable summoner spell in that top lane to shift some fights. Definitely have to keep a lookout on that. 15 seconds before we enter spectator delay here, so let's kind of run down the board in terms of compositions. We talked about the top side a little bit. Let's talk about this bot lane. I know you're an AD carry main.
Yes.
What do you think about Kaisa Janna versus Twitch Alistar?
Okay, I think Kaisa Janna should completely destroy Twitch Alistar early game. Personally, I would have liked to see the Twitch go Ashe. Monkey top laner told me Ashe is actually like the best ADC, and if you can play her, you're actually a god at the role.
I appear to be having a sudden attack of the measles.
Unlucky.
Yeah, you know, passing measles, it comes through the window once in a while.
Yeah,
But
true.
Twitch does have that late game scaling option there available to them. But how can they survive as a Twitch Alistar against this Kaisa Janna? Can they have any kill pressure?
They can have kill pressure for sure, especially with Zac ganks down there. If Janna's good enough, though, she should be able to stop Zac anytime he tries to E. But she can't stop the Ollie combo and the Zac E, so I think there is a chance of kill pressure, if not a force flash. But you have to keep in mind that they do have a TF mid lane who could coordinate some roams to the bot side.
Absolutely. Gotta keep an eye on the globals used on both teams to affect the other lanes. Of course, going to be that early and mid-game macro to round out their compositions. Now, we've talked a little bit about lane individuality, and we talked a little bit about the interaction between Trundle and Zac. So let's talk about the late game. Assuming that both teams are relatively even, which side has the upper hand?
I think DTS for sure. Vladimir and Twitch late game is so gross. Malzahar and Kaisa are also pretty fantastic late game, but I don't think anything will outdo a Twitch just 1v5ing it late game. That's if they're even and they can get there. Kaisa is way easier to play in the early game here.
Absolutely. We'll have to keep an eye on CTG Requiem's Kaisa, of course, like you mentioned, a very strong AD carry. This patch definitely high up there in the tier list, could do a lot of damage. Depending on whether he goes which evolution, of course, the Ginsu's Rageblade Death Stance type or the crit type,
Yes.
we might see different forms of damage and utility coming out from that Kaisa. Which one do you think is superior right now?
Personally, I like the Death Stance build with the Ginsu's and the Nashers. I think she spikes way harder on her second item than she does with the crit build, and I think the W upgrade is very, very underrated, especially with the team comp that has so much CC. Poppy, W's, R's, or E, she gets a passive proc. Trundle, he can E, passive proc, Malzahar, R, Janna, Q, and R. Just with the triple proc of her passive on the upgraded W, you just two-shot them.
Well, definitely have to see how much damage he's able to put out. However, we did mention before that Twitch has that late game scaling. Why is Twitch such a powerhouse in the late game?
There's a little ability called Spray and Pray. It's where Twitch can press his ultimate ability and get about 900 range on an auto attack. It's AoE, it goes through targets, and it can just nuke an entire team. It's quite scary.
All right. Well, we'll definitely have to take a look to see if they can survive to get to that late game point. The spectator delay has ended, and we will be going into the Summoner's Rift momentarily as we load into loading screens here. Now for a quite entertaining phase of the games, we go into Keystone phase. Try to see if any of the BSG players in the league have chosen some dubious selections for Keystones. Let's take a look.
Ooh, Kaisa actually taking Press the Attack. Interesting choice. She might actually go the crit build to try and abuse her lane phase as much as possible into this matchup.
Absolutely, and that is different than what Keystone would Kaisa normally take?
I personally like to run Fleet Footwork on her, especially with the Overheal combo. You have a Janna, so what you could do, you could take Fleet Footwork, Overheal, and then you could take Secondary Sorcery, take Absolute Focus, and then you're never going to be low, and you go the Death Stance build with Janna Shield, your Death Stance, your ulti R, and then with Fleet Footwork on top of that, you're never going to be low, and you're going to have so much extra AD because of it.
Well, looking at the Keystones, besides that press the attack, probably nothing too strange on either the side of Piping or DTS. So, of course, we are loading into Summoner's Rift of the match of the night, Game 1 between Piping and DTS. We'll see if there's any early game shenanigans coming out from either team. What are we looking for in these just first couple of seconds?
I don't think any team's going to go to him level 1. Maybe they'll try to go for a little bit of deep vision, but I think it's just going to be standard for the most part. We do see a ping from DTS in the mid lane bush. They might try to rush there. Ooh, they sure are.
Looks like they're going for a stack. However, Piping already opening up with that normal 5-point spread, as we like to call it.
Ooh, Malzahar ran the other way. They're not going to see them, I think.
Successful. They're coming through the mid bush here, and Trundle could be the target.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Pulverize has been selected by Dongavicious on the Alistair, so Flash Pulverize is available. The additional CC is the Twisted Fate card, as well as the Elastic Slingshot from the Zac.
Yeah.
We'll see if they decide to go for it.
Ping's coming out from Piping here onto the Zac. They ping the Tri-Bush of bot lane. Maybe they realize Kaisa's in there. I think they're going to back off here.
Decides not to go for it. Blight does have 600 HP with the Janna nearby, as well as Sasha available. Not entirely sure if they could actually burst him down fast enough before he gets away. But the stack going to result in no aggression here. However, we'll see if vision is placed by either team. No. Looks like it's going to be pretty standard opening. No information gained by either side. And the junglers are going to start on the bot side of the map.
Yeah. Zac starting blue. Interesting. I have a Zac main friend who usually always goes for the red Raptors from what I see, but who's not a bad pickup. You always get the better leash. Trundle getting a very fast leash from the Kaisa Janna here, though. Zac gonna finish a little bit slower. Gotta be careful of the Twitch poison.
Whew. That's always a lot of fun when Twitch steals away the first buff of the game.
Yeah, I love that. That's the best part about playing Twitch.
Let's talk a little bit about the mid lane matchup, though. Haven't actually mentioned it a lot. We've talked about top, we've talked about bot. Malzahar versus Twisted Fate. What's going on there?
I think that lane's gonna be really rough for TF because I think Malzahar just pushes him in way more, and TF's gonna want to try and just play as safe as possible until level 6 and probably look for plays top or bot. Both mid laners have stopwatch, so it's gonna protect them around the 10-minute mark. But TF actually takes minion dematerializer, probably wants to make sure he doesn't get shoved in as hard as he would without it.
Oh, and now the level 2 all-in comes in. The Pulverized Headbutt combo onto the Janna. Now Twitch Invisibility going to come through as well as the passive, but not going to be enough to take down the Janna. Nothing burned there, and a pretty equal health trade traded back and forth between the Janna and Alistair.
Really bad from the bot lane of Piping there. I mean, they obviously hit level 2, and you have to back off if they hit level 2 first.
Void Seeker going to find out that Alistair in the bush, along with the help of the ward. Now the gank in the mid lane comes through the pillar as well. The chomp is going to land the slow, but the gold card is there, and the Trundle will back off again. No casualties or summoners burned for either team.
Now what I'm really surprised about is the Vlad's actually getting pushed in and is at a CS deficit into the Poppy lane. You think Vlad could just lifesteal off the Poppy for most of the lane phase?
Gold card onto the Malzahar minion. TF not struggling too hard, has a minion DMAT to help him push. Malzahar does not have minion DMAT, so that's a pretty significant advantage. The bot lane, pretty standard stuff here, although it is strange to see the Alistar and the Twitch pushing in the double range, is it not?
Yeah, it's pretty dang weird. Zach was actually spotted on a ward top side, so they should have a good idea of where he is. Puppy's still playing quite aggressive. I don't know what Twitch is doing here. He's just getting autoed and he's just taking more and more harass.
All right. Well, now, again, the Void Seeker landing onto the Chocho, and finally they're getting some significant gains in this matchup. As you mentioned, they should win this, right?
Yeah, they should. It's really odd they're not. I mean, Twitch is at a very, very bad HP level right now, but I don't know. If another Ollie combo hits the Janna, I think they might die.
Well, Janna is at 75% HP. Both junglers taking a little bit of a chill pill, not going to go for any ganks in the near future, as mid lane is not in a great place for a gank. Going to be spotted out by a ward, of course, near Dragon Pit as well. Zach has backed, gotten Stalker's Blade, and the game, once again, comes to a halt in terms of action. So, again, let's talk about this bot lane. Is this the way for Kai'Sa Janna to win this? Just constantly hit Void Seekers onto the Twitch over and over again?
I mean, it helps, but Twitch should be able to dodge that. Trundle will be spotted on a ward, though. I don't know, this Twitch just should stay behind his minions and they can't really do much. All they need to do is farm this wave out. Kai'Sa took press the attack, which is usually more of an early game keystone, so Twitch is for sure going to outscale her, I believe, but if they keep taking harass, you won't ever get to that level.
Degree takes an empowered transfusion. As you mentioned before, is now coming into play. Vladimir now just bullying this Poppy out. Actually looking for some under the tower aggression in the bot lane. Both junglers converging for a 3v3 situation. We could see a big fight break out there, but for now, gonna keep our eyes on this top lane. See if Takey can look for any more aggression. Has Ignite available. Once the next empowered Q does come up, this could be a solo kill, and the bot lane Trundle has moved up to the farthest bush, looking for that lane gank. Donovan stepping right up, the flash polarized, as well as that elastic slingshot not gonna land, but the striking strikes will. Will this be a fight? Which team will win? Now the Twitch in the backline free firing, and Kai'Sa is taken very low. The flash forward from the Twitch, as well as the damage coming through. Will take down first blood, goes over to the Twitch. Janna's the next target. Will he get one more auto attack? Not entirely sure. The stretching strikes will land, as well as the headbutt, and Trundle goes into the enemy backline and will die as well. 2-0 in favor of DTS.
Oh boy. On the side, whenever you're playing versus a Zac, you always have to keep in mind where could he be ganking, and you have to track him in his jungle. He has such creative gank paths most other junglers can't utilize, and just you gotta keep that in mind. And right now, the bot lane of piping now is a pretty big lead.
1-0-1 on the Twitch. Might be able to get BF sword soon enough. Mimo trying his best to defend this turret at 30% HP. The Hex Flash comes in from Vicious, deciding not to go forward as Kai'Sa does show up to save the day. 3 summoners burn on the side of piping. And for DTS, 3 summoners as well. So in terms of summoners, a pretty equal trade. Actually, take that back, Zach burn flash. Zach burn flash. But now the tower dive comes through as TF comes in with the ultimate. He is taking tower aggro, but the headbutt pull rhyme is there to land the knockout onto both members of the bot lane. The Janna will fall first, and now Requiem is the next target. The gold card is locked in. He picks the gold card. He's going to do the damage, and now the Twitch going to land another kill for himself. 48 CS, 202. That is a big Twitch in the top lane. Degree missing the heroic charge, and Takey taken low just to the base of the aftershock. And this could be first tower secured by DTS.
This is not what you want to see from your double range bot lane into All-Star Twitch. Twitch is ginormous now. The mid laner and the bot laner share gold. They get 375 gold for each of them. They're both huge now.
Well, first tower now secured, and the gold lead has rocketed up to 4,000 at the 7-minute mark. Is there any way that piping can get back into this, or is this game just over?
Oh, for sure, they could get back into it, but I think right now the game is heavily on the side of DTS. If piping can find some good catches on some of them, maybe the Vlad, since he doesn't have flash, or maybe they could go for a bot lane play, but they need to get something, because right now it's just a ticking clock for the side of DTS. They're going to scale way too hard.
Well, the action has died down now. Zach looking for some aggression in the mid lane onto the Malzahar. Malzahar has flash available. Alistar coming for the mid lane roam as well. Question is, will Malzahar fall to this 3-man aggression? Remains to be seen. Elastic slingshot being charged up. The
Ooh, the
passive being
flash.
struck by the chilling smite, but the striking strikes is there. The pulverize as well. And now the Let's Bounce going to bring him into the minion wave. And Kid of Fire is not going to be on fire this time. We'll go down to the 1v3.
Yeah, I think Piping's chances just dizzled out. Kid of Fire, he was still having a pretty decent laning phase versus the TF. He just dies, and that's another gold lead towards DTS. We actually see Twitch stealth here. I don't think much is gonna come out of it though.
Correction. He does have Spray and Pray available, but not Flash. Dub XI now starting the Dragon on the Zac. Could be a Mountain Drake secured over to DTS as well.
Very
Every
nice Drake.
single lane is winning in CS except for the jungler.
Which is fine, because Zac's pressured way more than the Trundle has.
Absolutely. Kaisa looking for that hopeful Dragon Steel with the Void Seeker. Not going to be able to find it. Now the Heroic Charge in the top lane. And the Vladimir's taken low with a double proc of that damage. And now Poppy looking for the solo kill. Has no abilities up. Not going to be able to take him down. Heroic Charge is going to come off cooldown soon enough and take you with the Empowered Transfusion. Going to try and heal up as much as he can. But the Flash Heroic Strike going to be taking him down the solo kill. And now Piping is on the board.
Zegre, the
Solo
hero of
kill.
Piping, wow. I want to talk about this bot lane real fast. If you look at Kaisa's item, she has an easy recurve mode at Twitch.
Oh, now I'm gonna have to stop you there. The Pulverize and Headbutt coming through, but now the Alistar's in trouble as the Trundle comes again. The Spray and Pray is there. Not gonna be able to find the kill onto the Janna. Going to be ulted away. Now the Requiem with the Killer Instinct going to go into the backline. Now Chocho taken low. Young Ambitious has Ignite on him. Will he survive? Blight looking for the kill, and no, Mimo's going to get that kill for himself. That is a 2 for 0 in favor of Piping. 3 to 5.
That's just what Piping needed, wow. Got themselves sort of back into the game. Gold lead still quite big on the side of DTS, but if you want to get back into the game, that's one way to do it.
Absolutely. Looks like Zac's taking a bit of a nap right now. Kind of just farming his jungle very slowly as he does not have that Cinder completed quite yet in terms of Bobby Cinder or Cinderhulk. And now that is a kill apiece on the top 80 carry support. Is this enough to win them a fight in the near future, or are they still too far behind?
I think if it's gonna be like a 4v4, 5v5 fight, I think Twitch with the Spray and Pray will always outdo the Kaisa, except for like maybe one specific item power spike on the Kaisa, which is the Rage Blade. But I don't know. Actually, I think Kaisa's building Rage Blade first, which is kind of odd.
Rage Blade going to be completed by that Kaisa. Going to be an interesting power spike. Nerfed quite heavily in that last patch. Poppy in the top lane, Elastic Slingshot going to come in, going to misplay narrowly, but now the Destiny comes forward. He's picking a card. The gold card is picked onto the Malzahar passive. Now the Let's Bounce going to land on both members of Piping Esports. Both the Malzahar and the Trundle are in trouble. The gold card lands onto the Trundle, and he will go down to the next target. Will be Kid of Fire. He gets knocked away by the headbutt. He will go down to double flashes coming out from DTS. Now Dub XI trying to look to steal Zegre off his backline. Daddy has Ghost of back active, and now the gold card going to pick him once again. They're going to kite out this Poppy to keep his verdict. Going to knock 2 members away. Now it's just Dub XI and Takey in the fight, and Zac is going to go down. Passive has been priced. GTV Requiem trying to fight, but now the gold card will lock him down on the side, and he will be pushed out of the fight as well. Dub XI, the passive complete. He's going to get away with his life. Zegre going to fall to the Ignite, and he will die. Now the Killer Instinct in Requiem trying to find the return kill onto the Alistar, but will not be able to find it through the Alistar's Unchained ultimate. Daddy with the gold card, as well as the combo, going to have enough damage. The Elastic Slingshot going to be flashed by Mimo. Now DuoEsports under a bit of trouble. Will Kid of Fire be able to manage the return kill? Couple of more abilities, but the gold card comes in from TF in the back. The Monsoon is there to heal up the Janna, and Jin Daddy might not have enough damage to push through this, but the gold card with the passive there going to be enough for certain. Now Kid of Fire might try and chase this guy down. Kid of Fire did manage to not kill anyone, which is quite impressive, honestly, in that situation. Jin Daddy trying to escape here, does proc the passive, and now locks in the gold card to stun him. Kid of Fire with the flash forward will land the damage. Nethergrasp is not available. Will the burn be enough? Malefic Vision's not going to be taking down Jin Daddy anytime soon, and the silence misses, and Jin Daddy escapes with his life. A massive fight, but now the score reads 4-10 in favor of DTS.
That fight right there is the exact definition of a clown fiesta. The only thing that was more monkey than that is Draxier's Yasuo.
Unlucky.
Unlucky, man.
Hopefully
Daddy
next
picking up
fight's will look
3 kills in that fight,
a
though.
bit
He's
cleaner.
quite big.
And my Yasuo.
Malzahar picking up the tier. How do you feel about that? Personally, I just like it.
He's rushing that Archangel staff.
Yeah, I think that kind of slows down his ramp, but we'll see.
Well, now the game has stabilized for both teams. 5,000 gold lead secured by DTS. Now Zegri looking for some aggression in the bot lane. Has heroic charge available. Not gonna use it, just goes for the hammer charge. Now the top line though, Chocho could be caught out. He has flash available to spray and pray, trying to turn this on a Mimo, but he has no damage. Destiny going to come through by the TF and going to go down. Gold card down the Janna, and he will go down. The 1-for-1 is there. The gold card going to be selected once again. The elastic sting shot. This is 3 members of DTS. The subjugate does come down, but it's not enough tankiness to survive 3 members of DTS, and Piping Blight will fall as well. 2-for-1 in favor of DTS.
Okay, I think this game is pretty over for Piping now. Maybe Poppy can get tanky enough because of the 3 magic damage, and Twitch still doesn't have his damage yet, and Poppy is, a lot of them are right now, but I don't know. I mean, DTS picks up a top tower, and they're gonna go for the Rift Herald. They can probably force down mid lane with that, which is really big.
A common issue... Huh?
No,
yeah, a common issue that BSG suffer is when they get really ahead, and they get all 3 outer turrets, they have no idea what to do next.
yes.
So how can DTS push their lead once they get this mid tower with the Rift Herald?
I actually think they can 1-3-1 it after. If they kill mid turret here, I think they just 1-3-1. Both the mid laner and top laners have spellbook, so they can swap the TP, and they can just split push.
Well, we are going to find out shortly. Rift Herald decided not to be procced by the Zac, going to brute force this tower down instead. Poppy is on the rotation. This could be engaged. From here, Nethergrass available for Malzahar. There is no Thresh on the side or Blitzcrank on the side of Piping, so they can't find a pick as easily as normal. On the other hand, though, Alistair and Zac available for the side of DTS for that instant engage opportunity. The gold card not locked in by Jin Daddy, going to be a couple of seconds until that's there. Rift Herald now proc, looking for the inner turret, but the Rift Herald going to be burned down quickly.
Only half health done to the turret. Really weird Rift Herald drop there. Infernal Drake has spawned though, and if DTS picks this up, I think it's done. If this game goes,
is out of mana, Dub taken pretty low by the Infernal Drake already. This is the fight of the game, most likely. Now Takey in the back, charging up his powered Q. The heroic damage coming through, but Twitch secures the Infernal Dragon. Takey's in the back line. He has a Hemo Plague available. It's going to go down to Requiem. Requiem with the Janna shield, going to survive the damage. Hit a fire, takes down Takey, and now Alistair with the headbutt forward, going to take down Mimo. 1-for-1 so far, and now the next members will fall. Decree, stunned away. Jindani has gold card available in a couple of seconds here. Most likely will take down the Poppy, and he goes down. Now that is 4 members down on the side of Piping, and Requiem is the last one left. Going to kite back in a strange fashion, will go down to the Twitch autos, and 5-man ace 4-1 in favor.
This game's actually over now. Twitch is sitting on 1,700 gold. He's basically on his infinity edge. Once he hits that, I don't think there's any coming back. Especially with the Infernal Drake. Jin Daddy's 6-0. Zac's gonna be unkillable. Alistair's gonna be unkillable. What do you do?
Well,
unless there's some miracle Baron.
Oh, now the headbutt pulverized there. Lands onto the Janna. Twitch is in the back trying to find the damage. The tower does go down. The poison comes through, and Chocho in the back with the Runons going to be able to actually not quite take down the Janna. Has no flash available to get forward through the slow of that bundle pillar. And Janna will escape with her life this time.
Yikes, dude. Malzahar finally picking up the Archangels. Tier only 420 out of 750. It's gonna be a little bit before he gets it.
Absolutely.
Get Daddy still having the stopwatch up. If he gets dived on by the Poppy, he should be pretty fine. Twitch picking up that Infinity Edge. Ooh boy.
Ooh boy, 3-item Twitch at 17 minutes with an Infernal on a mountain. Quite scary indeed. At this point, 17 minutes in the game, it is 17-6 with a 10,000 gold lead, as well as an Infernal and a Mountain Dragon. Baron spawning in 3 minutes. Is this game all but over?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, Kaisa still hasn't finished her first item, but yeah, it's pretty over.
That Keeper's Verdict in the last fight almost won Piping, I should say, that fight, because it knocked multiple members out of it. Can they try and replicate that, or is there just no hope?
I don't think there's any hope now. TF's 2 items, his Roa's almost fully stacked. He's going to be safe in the next fight. Both summoners up on him. He has stopwatch. Twitch, his flash is coming back up. Has heal, has his 2 big items. The carries on the side of DTS are just huge. And you have Kaisa over here with the recurve bow, pickaxe, and 2 amplifying tones. Also, only 1 amp tone builds into Rage Blades, so she might be going Nashers.
Oh, now the Destiny coming through. The flash away from Requiem, and the red card locked in by Jin Daddy. Play will fail, but will get a flash out of Requiem. Might matter in the next fight.
That should matter with Zac. If he dives onto the Kaisa, there's nowhere for her to go. He's gonna have to rely on Poppy, Trundle, or Janna to get him off her.
Absolutely, and now Vision is being secured deep into the enemy jungle by DTS. Pretty standard play along those lines, considering that this game is all but over. Let's talk a little bit about how Piping approaches this next game. This is a best of 3, so they cannot lose the next game or they are out of the semifinals.
Piping needs to either draft a scaling bot lane if they don't think they could win lane, or they just need to ask for roams or jungle ganks. Because you should not be losing that lane as Kaisa Janna into Twitch Ollie. That's just not right. Malzahar too. They can
Zigri stepping up, but I think not a lot of action is going to happen here, and if it does, it's going to be short-lived and quick.
Baron is spawning in 50 seconds. We may see some shenanigans around that.
If they were to manage a 5-man ace and a Baron steal, can Piping win this game?
Oh yeah, but that's not gonna happen. There's no way they 5-man ace. Maybe a Baron steal, but there's no way they 5-man ace. I think if they steal Baron, at the very least, it's Blight dying. But if all of them are there, I think they just die.
Well, we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that. As you mentioned, almost every summoner is indeed available for DTS.
Yeah, and there's no flash on the Kaisa. So.
Flash not available to them for a couple more minutes. And Baron is now the next objective on the plate of DTS.
Kaisa finally finishing her first item while Twitch is on 2.5. Just... Whew. CF ult coming out.
Oh, now the Destiny coming through, and Trundle with the subjugate going to be quite tanky. Jin Daddy with it goes forward. He has flash available as well. Will he flash forward is the question. His ghost is still up. Blight not going to be squishy enough to really fall to this Twisted Fate damage, but Zigri with the heroic charge going to pin the guy to the wall, but Donga Vicious is there to save him.
They do Baron.
Override combo.
Trundle doesn't have subjugate anymore. Trundle has to back to go for Baron. If they walk in,
no pings coming down by either team, so it looks like it's all strictly voice communication. But we'll see how it plays out. Zigri almost out of mana. The jungle being secured by the side of DTS, and the Baron will be begun.
Trundle has no subjugate. He's going to be so.
They actually didn't start it yet.
They should have started it. What?
No, Trundle is here.
Bot wave's pushing in. Top wave's pushing in.
Chocho with the forward engage. Spray and pray activated, but canceled completely by the pillar.
They do it now.
Stops dead into his tracks. Damage coming through on the Baron. They do have a Mountain Drake. It's going down fast. It's currently at 5,000, 4,000. The enemy team, Piping is here. 3,000, 1,500, 1,800. And this might misses, but it's not going to be stolen away. Now the Nethergrass going to come down onto the Twitch, and Twitch will go down instantly. Hit a fire, not going to go down to the team up play. Take heat in the middle of 4 members of DTS, but he will take down the Janna in the meantime. Let's Mouse going to be canceling out 1 member, and Blight is going to fall next to the Zac base damage. The Killing Smite is going to be there. Requiem going to be able to proc the passive. Ginsu's already 6 stacks, going to be doing a lot of damage in the back. Currently Zigri 2v1ing Donga Vicious and Jin Daddy in the back line. They do not have enough damage to really get him off of them. Requiem has no killer instinct or flash available. Will they keep chasing? This is the question. Hammer strike as well as the heroic charge. Going to be taking down the Alistair. No, not quite. And the gold card onto Requiem in the back is going to be enough to take him down. But now it's Zigri versus Jin Daddy. And the red card going to land a hit a fire. 1 more auto attack. And Jin Daddy outplays 3v1 for the kill. Now Zigri is the next target on the table. The hammer strike. Heroic charge not going to have enough mana to use that. The teleport comes in for Takey. The gold card going to be chasing Zigri down. Zigri has flash available. Looks like he's going to try and use it. Redemption will land. And the heal as well. Takey flashes over the wall. The Destiny coming through. He's going to port all the way, trying to get him down. The gold card locked in as well. And finally, cut the blood. But the shield comes through from Mimo. And the Zigri Poppy survives.
Dude, that magic resist on the Poppy's working out. But Jin Daddy just handed the belt to all of Piping Esports right there. They only have 1 Baron left there. Twitch's positioning was very off in that team fight. If it was slightly better there, it would have been a clean ace, but their main source of their damage right now, because all they have is MR, just died instantly.
Got caught out by the Nethergrass from Kid of Fire. Pretty decent play on the side of Piping. They do manage to stall out this game a little bit longer. Not sure if it's going to be enough to actually make any meaningful gains to this game. 4-3 and 9 Twitch. Going to have 3 items completed shortly as he completes that Shiv or Rapid Fire Cannon, whichever he opts for. Light might go for this Dragon Steel. Pillar does 1 damage. If he stole that Dragon with the Pillar...
It doesn't do any damage.
Pillar does 1 damage.
No, Pillar only displaces.
It does 1 damage.
Come on, Drax. I know you're a fucking Yasuo main, but come on.
Oh, the like slingshot coming in from the Zac. The engage comes through, but not going to be able to reach that far. Pillar does indeed do 1 damage.
No, it doesn't. I'm gonna look at the
It
wiki.
does. You can go take a look.
Trump. Pillar.
Degree trying to push Jin Daddy off this bot next to his turret. Not going to be enough. The Baron Empowered minions trying to whack away at it. And the shield does come through to save it for a little bit longer. Jocho in the mid lane pushing it in, as well as Vladimir in the top lane. All of the members of DTS are converging on the base of Piping right now. Jackson a bit of an awful spot, but the head clutch comes through. Young Vision's deciding not to go for the hard engage. Vladimir banging on that top lane turret. The bot lane inhibitor turret does go down, and the base has been opened.
I checked the league wiki, and Trundle E, in fact, does not do damage.
It does 1 damage.
No.
Yes.
Read the wiki.
It does 1 damage.
It's okay to think that, but just know you're wrong, dude.
It does 1 damage so that Trundle can't pillar in a tower dive without getting aggro. Now the last thing that comes through on the Zac is not going to land on anyone but the Pulver. The pillar is there, going to lock down his own teammate. Blight with the subjugate is going to be quite tanky, but the redemption is not going to be enough. Chocho in the back, firing with the spray and pray. We'll take down 2 members. The Nethergrass is there on the Jin Daddy, as well as Poppy. Poppy has arrived with the heroic charge, but he doesn't have enough damage to actually clean out anyone in this fight. Now the Vladimir going to go onto the back line, as well as the pool, the Tides of Blood, the transfusion with the empowered
Do the Poppy.
Q. Going to do a lot of damage. Zigri now trying to take down Takey, trying to get anything for his team, denying the Zac jump, but the left bounce going to be enough to take him into 5 members of DTS. Zac is taken down. That is 1, but Poppy will fall as well. Ace for 1 member of DTS, and this game is over.
Oof. That's gotta feel bad for Piping Esports. The underdogs, the 5th seed DTS, just showing them up. Wow.
Well, a victory taken in short order by DTS. Actually wasn't even a long game. Quite a stomp, really. We'll see if Piping manages to rein themselves back in for game 2. Otherwise, that will be their last game of the season. They'll try their best 100% to make it to game 3. I am certain. Oh, whoa, my lisp. Certain. I can audition for James Bond now. But both Daniel and I take a short break as we try and get this next game into order. Oh, well, we have some time. It was a short game. Let's talk about the numbers really quickly. How about that?
Poppy did the most damage on the side of
Total
Piping.
damage to champion. Zigri did 14,000, but on the side of DTS, Jin Daddy taking it away with 22,000. Pretty standard numbers there, nothing surprising. Let's move on to damage taken. Take a look at the tanks. Of course, the Trundle with that subjugate managing to tank 29,000 damage for his team, eclipsing everyone, really. Zac doing a good job on the other side as well. But in a stomp like this, the numbers aren't too relevant. Let's take a look at the one relevant number in a game like this, and that is the vision score. Janna going to take away his team's vision score by a lot, but of course, Alistair's going to eclipse that.
37.
Winning support usually going to be doing a lot more just because of the ability to destroy wards and place down more. But the stat that everyone wants to know all the time, which is really amusing to really look at all times, is control wards purchased.
Oh.
Control wards purchased. And Kid of Fire on the side of Piping has 0.
Gotta buy that vision, man.
0. 1 is all right. 2 is okay. 3 is starting to get, maybe you're doing something good. But 0 is where...
Really? Sometimes I'll have 3 control words on me. I buy so many control words. Those things are amazing.
Well, it's because you don't have enough gold to afford any other items because you can't farm or get kills.
I'm lucky.
So you have to buy control words to be useful. Anyway, with those numbers being said, we're going to take a short break, try and hop into this game 2 as fast as we possibly can, and see if Piping can keep themselves in this for one more game, or will DTS take the sweeping 2-0? We'll see you then. Count us down, ignorant. When?
Oh, we're good.
Right now?
Oh,
I mean, I told them to.
I guess.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Game 2 of the match of the night between Piping Esports and DTS of the semifinals in BSGCS Duo Esports. It is 1-0 currently for DTS, the 5th seed, a bit of an upset match against Piping. Has a solid 1-0 lead, and it wasn't a close game either, completely sweeping them out. I'm your play-by-play caster, Drax here, and with me today is your color caster, Daniel. What do you think about that Game 1, Daniel?
This is kind of depressing for Piping. I don't think that bot lane should have ever lost that matchup, but stuff happens.
Absolutely, and to recall, that was Kaisa Janna versus Twitch Alistair. Quite an interesting bot lane that was to watch. The first round of bans coming through, not actually differing much from the first round of bans, so we don't have to talk about it too much. Instead, let's talk about what Piping... Oh, respecting dub onto that Zach. Well, let's talk a little bit about what Piping as a mental state has to do in this game to keep themselves in this.
I'm actually more stuck on if they're going to first pick Alistar. I think the GP would have been a way better first pick.
Well, Alistair did do pretty well in that last game with the Pulverize, hitting multiple people in multiple fights, winning them certain things, although... You could argue that a lot of those fights were win more kind of situations where they were already winning before the Pulverize hit.
Yes.
Zegri now going to lock in Lulu perhaps for Mimo could be a different result than the Janna versus Alistair that we saw last game.
Wonder if we'll see Lulu Varus, Lulu Kaisa, Lulu Cog. All of those are quite strong. I think Lulu Varus and Cog being better than the Kaisa pick though.
Synergizing quite well with Ginsu's Rage Blade and the magic damage on hit. But the Warwick instead locked in for Blight.
I think Warwick's quite strong right now. He's like 55% win rate with a really high play rate or something. It's quite easy to play, quite good. He does fall off later into the game though. But if you get your team a big enough lead, it won't matter.
Absolutely. We'll see how the Warwick does in these early stages. Blight was on the Trundle in the last game and didn't seem to actually manage to find anything for his team in those early levels, but now Sejuani locked, not afraid of the Trundle counterpick as Blight did already lock in the Warwick.
We could see a Trundle top lane.
Could be a Trundle top lane for Zegri. Indeed, was hovered last game for a brief moment. Jin Daddy now with the final pick for the round 1 champ select of DTS and Orianna taken away.
Okay. So I think DTS's comp is way better here already. I think Alistar Sejuani just dives onto the backline with the Orianna ball, and they just win.
Sion did manage to get through the ban phase, so that is Zegri on Sion 100%. Maybe Zegri with that laning prowess that we saw from last game, managing to solo kill the Vladimir when all of his team was losing.
Yes.
Might be able to see enough top pressure to turn this match. Going to be the hero of Piping for certain. And the second round of bans, the Twitch coming out, taken away from Chocho.
I think we should see a Kaisa ban here. I really think we should. Even if the champion didn't seem too strong last game, she's still such an oppressive character. GP ban.
The GP taken away from Tae-Ki.
What's your opinion on GP as a top laner?
GP's in a decent spot with the Triforce Sterex combination right now being one of the strongest combinations for top laners in general. He's doing pretty well for himself. Doesn't lose lane to a lot of characters just because of his innate tankiness and the poke damage with the parley, as well as the ultimate Cannon Barrage going to have global pressure. But GP is a very difficult character to play well. And when I say that, I mean I have seen no Gangplanks under Diamond actually play that champion anywhere near where he's supposed to look.
What about Tobias Fate? You flaming everyone's favorite Tobias Fate?
Tobias Fate is really bad. Not a second round of picks going to come through. Varus Lulu secured by Piping's bot lane.
I like that a lot. I think that's such a strong combo, especially with the Varus changes. His Q with his W now hurts quite a bit.
Definitely going to be looking out for those piercing arrows from the Varus, along with the AP damage coming through with the Blight stacks. But Ezreal Alistar locked in as the opposing bot lane for Chocho and Donga Vicious on the side of DTS. How does that bot lane look?
I think that lane is a bit more even. I think Varus and Lulu should still win it, though, because double ranged after all. And Varus with Lulu is a gross character. I think Piping should try to coordinate some ganks bot side, because Varus ulti is one of the best setup tools you could have on an AD carry. And it's just so strong. Ooh, Galio.
Galio could be locked in, and this could be Kid of Fire's Galio. They left it open, and it's going to be taken. However, no Jarvan, no Camille on the side of Blight and Zigri, respectively. So that is an open Galio. And I say that, I mean a Galio that cannot reliably land his ultimate.
Imagine if Galio was picked on the side of DTS instead of the Vladimir. Alistar goes in, Orianna ult, Galio ult, they're dead.
It's a bit spooky because it is a long channel, and really only the terrain and block of Kabil hashtag ultimatum can really keep someone to get hit by that Galio. But we'll see how it goes.
Probably just going to use it for the damage reduction and just teleportation this game, if I had to guess. Very unlikely he gets the CC off unless maybe Warwick lands a really good ult or something.
Absolutely. And one thing I have to mention, let's talk about it a lot, actually, because this is important. It looks like Piping has a really, really good solo queue composition. But it looks like DTS has a really, really good competitive composition.
Yeah.
So in a BSG competitive environment, which is paradoxical in itself, which team has the advantage, assuming equal skill level?
Well, DuoEsports is kind of like solo queue, but it's also kind of competitive, so it's hard to say. I don't know. I might be overvaluing the Varus Lulu, but if they can get a lead on that, I think they can just snowball the entire game off it. Galio, even if he can't get like some easy ults off, I think he's still quite a good pick. You can just shove and roam on him, which is the mid lane meta right now. I personally like Warwick early game more than Sejuani, but I think late game Sejuani is going to destroy him. I don't know how to feel about the matchup top lane. Maybe you could shed some more light on that.
Well, it is Sion versus Vladimir, and he did pick Poppy into Vladimir, which definitely shouldn't be one. So Sion being a stronger lane bully than Poppy, of course, he might be able to put a lot more pressure there. Let's talk a bit about the Sejuani, though. Sejuani did get some heavy nerfs in the last patch, mostly targeted at competitive play, but some in solo queue as well. And now Sejuani is not as tanky with the Cinderhulk nerfs from a patch before that, and now his stun doesn't last as long. So I think that Sejuani pick might actually just cost them this game if they just lose the early game. How do you think Dub can kind of play it so that that doesn't happen?
He probably doesn't want to run into Warwick during his jungle clear. If he does, that could go really, really bad, especially if it's after Galio is 6. That probably just means he dies. But I think Sejuani should be able to play around the bot side quite easily. Varus is a mobile, same with Lulu. And Ezreal Alistar is pretty dang good early. Ezreal can just poke super easily and is super safe. If Sejuani can capitalize on the immobility of Piping's bot lane, she might be able to get ahead.
Absolutely. And in the Twitch chat, they are mentioning a little bit of an argument about which comp is better. As we mentioned, both comps are good, just in different ways and for different purposes. 50 seconds on the spectator delay. We only have time to talk about one last thing. So let's touch on the bot lane here. Solo, without jungle pressure. We mentioned it last game. We predicted it, and it all went wrong. Varus Lulu versus Ezreal Alistar.
I think pre-6, I think Ezreal Alistar wins. I think after 6, if Varus can like flash the Ollie combo, or Lulu can like poly him or something, and Varus lands his ult on Ezreal, I think he gets one shot. But Lulu actually took exhaust here, so I don't think they're going to be playing for lane too much, rather than they just want to scale it up. And I think Ezreal Alistar is going to, because again, the ignite. So we'll see.
Absolutely. Chocho on Ezreal. We did see him on the Twitch, so now a different pick. Not sure how comfortable he's going to be. 1 second on the spectator delay. We're going to be into loading screen real quick, and this is game 2 of the match of the night. DTS is 1-0 against Piping Esports, and let's go on to the next phase of Keystones. See if there's anything strange at this time. So taking a quick look, cursory on each of the champions. The
Everything
main
seems
keystone
pretty standard.
Seems pretty standard. So when this happens, we got to go on to the secondary keystones and see if we don't even have time. We go straight into the game.
Oh,
All
really?
right, well, we're on to the Summoner's Rift, Game 2. We'll have to see if Piping can get the Game 3 that they're looking for, or will they go out 0-2 against DTS, 2-0 the upset victory of the 5th seed versus the 2nd seed to go on against, of course, Naughty Nips in the finals.
I would like to comment here that on the side of Piping, both solo laners have TP, while Oriana only has heal, and she didn't take Spellbook. We might see some shenanigans level 1 here. Both teams running towards the mid. Actually, Sion's not grouped. Uh-oh.
Oh boy, this invade could pay off. DTS looking for the aggression into this mid bush. Properly executed. Piping does not know this is happening. Vera sitting at the very edge of that bush. Actually, with his vision currently, they could move forward and catch him off guard. He can't actually see around the bend. But I don't think they know that, or they're hoping, or they think that he's in the correct side of that bush. So they decide not to go for it.
You're gonna walk off. Oriana does take the stopwatch. Galio doesn't have it this game.
No minion D-mats on either side.
Yeah.
I'm actually confounded. What could possibly be better than minion D-mat that Oriana did not take? Let's think for a second here. There's Futures Market and
Biscuit
there's
Delivery.
and Biscuit Delivery.
She probably took Biscuit Delivery. I don't
That's horrific.
Yeah. At least it's not Futures Market, right?
Well, the junglers finally starting off with something a little bit unorthodox. Sejuani starting in that top side, going to be anti-parallel to the Warwick. How does this affect this early game?
It means Sejuani can try to pressure the bot side, like, way sooner. Warwick is going to be top side unless he, like, specifically changes his clear to head towards bot side, which I think would slow it down.
Speaking of bot side, let's take a look. Dongavicious with the flank. Going to walk out of the bush, has Pulverize available. Not going to be able to actually reach him. Requiem finally going to be hit by that Pulverize, and the Aftershock is there. The damage coming through. But they are losing this trade. There are 3 red casters. Chojo taken low, and the auto attacks coming through. The flash forward, as well as the damage. Nemo takes down Ezreal. First blood goes over to Piping.
They fought in Piping's minion wave. They kind of just tanked a lot of autos. It's kind of... You kind of don't want to do that as a level 1 Alistar. You kind of want to wait to level 2. But anyway, Lulu gets the first blood. Already quite a decent-sized gold lead on the side of Piping. That's pretty awkward. Ezreal loses 2 waves for that too. Cool.
It's a very strange play by Chocho. Going to be falling very quickly, and now the kill goes over to Mimo. Flash for flash is traded. Warwick now looking for some topside pressure, but the Zigri Sion does push in, take Keith Vladimir. Not sure how possible a gank is at this distance. That's mini smash going to land as well, and Sion finally flexing his muscles. The cannon minion mercilessly wailing on the Takey. Probably actually did around 150 damage in that trade. And the damage comes from Zigri. He's looking for the solo kill, but the damage is not there. Decimating smash will not land as well. The roar did do a lot of damage, but Takey finding some return as well. Corrupting pots all burned for Zigri, and the health pot burned by Vladimir. Pretty even trades in the top lane. The bot lane now going horrifically bad for Chocho and Dongavicious. This time around, there's Lulu finally doing what they're supposed to do in the double rage matchup and pushing them in. The mid lane Kid of Fire doing well in the CS department, but I think the action ends there.
Yeah, probably. Sion actually went Corrupting Pot into this lane instead of the D-Ring we sometimes see. How do you feel about that?
D-Ring stopped being a good buy ever since they changed the keystones to be adaptive in the rune setup, because now you really don't want to have that early AP on an AD champion. But now Sion looking for the solo kill, taking Vladimir so low. Vladimir forced to flash away to survive, but now Warwick is on the hunt. The blood hunt has been active. Warwick has flash up, and now the war coming through. Zigri flashes forward, but the solo kill will remain a solo kill, and he will not go down to the second tower shot. 1-0 in favor of Piping Esports once again.
Oof. What's the thing about D-Ring on Sion, though, it's actually good you get the AP adaptive, because you ease scales with the AP, so you can wave clear and bully more with it, you know?
Absolutely. Kid of Fire now being pushed in by the Oriana. Pretty standard stuff here in a melee matchup. Not anything strange there. Junglers not being able to execute their first gank of the game quite yet. 440 on the game count. 1-0 on 2 laners on the side of piping, but both were solo kills. We'll have to see if the junglers can make any plays soon enough.
Ezreal picking up his tier. You can finally start getting that stacked, which is good.
26 CS to 29. Actually not losing too badly in farm, considering he died at level 1.
Very true. I think Varus might have messed up the shove on the wave, which I think that's the only reason why Varus would be so close in farm to the Ezreal.
Absolutely.
Varus also not backing yet. So Ezreal has an item advantage here, even though it's just a tier, it could actually help.
Well, not a lot of action on the lanes now, farming mostly, trying to control waves and do whatnot, so it's all up to the junglers to start off the next spark of the next fight.
Aegis of the Legion picked up for Sion. I don't know what he's gonna build.
Probably Banner of Command, but now the Tides of Blood coming through, and Zigri is now the recipient of the Vladimir aggression, going to be taken down a little bit, but he's just too tanky to really have any kill pressure onto that Sion.
War picking up
He's out pushing, but the Roar doing a lot of damage with that Comet. Decimating Smash as well. Sejuani and Warwick, both at level 4, quite a bit behind their laners. Not optimizing their farm pass, but Warwick has completed his Tiamat.
Yes, it's gonna speed up his clear by a ton. With the press the attack, he's gonna be able to auto cancel super fast with it. Probably get that off almost instantly.
Speaking of jungler aggression, both junglers now on the top side looking for some aggression. But Sejuani quickly backs off after realizing Sion is too far back. Bot lane, so little is happening that they're actually just laughing at each other. Takey forced to pull to dodge a decimating smash, but Zigri has unstoppable onslaught available. Takey taken low. Will he decide to use it? No. Takey
he should.
Power transfusion. Zigri looking for the empower transfusion has been used. The pull as well. Decimating smash does land. The ultimate still available. The damage does go through. The auto attack as well. Now the junglers dueling in the river. 1 versus 1. Press the attack has been activated. The flash available for both sides. Warwick deciding not to flash over, as the Sejuani did not use flash either. Just simply dashing over the wall to safety.
This is the exact opposite of what happened last game. Last game, DTS had all the right map rotations early game, all the leads, but now we see Piping has the...
Wait, jumping side taken very low on the top lane. The decimating smash not going to land on the jump, but the dash is missed! And now Zigri looking for the return kill. This could be a 1v2 situation in the top lane to kill both top and jungle within a matter of minutes. Besides, barely the mechanical execution not there to finish it off, but now Warwick getting significantly ahead of the Sejuani in terms of jungle clear. Once this camp is secured, I do believe he's level 6. Yes, once he gets the red buff, he is level 6. We'll see if he makes use of that. Kid of Fire now at level 7 has that heroic entrance available to him.
Yes. First drag is Air Drake, which would be really, really big for Warwick to pick up. We'll see if he tries to pressure bot side to get it.
Absolutely. There's really not a lot of action though in the early game except for these short bursts of solo kill after solo kill 3 times in a row now in favor of Piping. And because there's not a lot of action, the gold lead is still sitting at 900. So it actually hasn't affected too much.
Vladimir's about to be quite sad. Sion actually did pick up the Banner of Command. I don't know how he's going to push versus a cannon creep now. It's going to take quite a long time to kill.
Absolutely, and that's a banner completed against triple AP top, mid, and jungle.
And an Ezreal, who isn't known for, you know, critting and attacking, which it's going to make it quite annoying to clear that minion.
Absolutely, in the mid lane CS almost identical, in the bot lane same thing applies. Somehow Ezreal out farming Requiem after that solo kill. Takey forced to burn pool. Now Zigri is looking for more. The bump plate is there to block the initial damage. Decimating Smash is available as well. Sejuani is at blue buff, trying to come up to help out his teammate. Zigri is looking for an extended trait. The Empowered Transfusion and the Tides of Blood trying to do some return damage, but just out of range. And Sejuani does not stop the blue buff. Sion gets a free trade.
Oh boy, Ezreal picking up his Sheen, so his Qs are actually going to start doing a lot of damage. Varus only having attack speed right now, but that isn't too bad with the Lulu E combined with his own on-hit from his W. A lot of pings on the bot side of the map here. Warwick doing the air
Dragon has been started. This is a Cloud Dragon that has the highest win rate in the game currently. The Roar missing in the top lane, probably not going to end in a solo kill this time. Warwick now under fire. The Galio Hero's Entrance is there to give the damage reduction, and Lulu falls low, Ezreal as well. And now Dumb Vicious, the Alistar going to be the first to fall with the fight. Now Kid of Fire in the front lining for his team. The Shockwave is not available there, and that's the 1 for 0 so far. Blythe's looking for more kills. The Blood Hunt is active, but the movement speed is canceled quickly as he enters combat. But Mimo flashing forward, trying to get the kill off, but Chocho too tanky for that Lulu to one-shot without ignite. But a huge piercing arrow comes through from Requiem, taking down Chocho on that Ezreal, and that is a 2 for 0 in favor of Viper.
New Varus W coming in just to kill that Ezreal. Great taunt from Kid of Fire there, landing it onto 3 members. Gonna pick themselves
Shield of Duran.
up a nice air drake. Super good for Warwick.
Justice Punch farming up that mid lane, and now the Banner of Command cannon has been placed by Zigri. There is nothing this Vladimir can do to kill this minion, and now Sion can just come up and whack at this turret.
Look at
the
that
Banner of Command
damage.
minion actually doing so much damage. Vladimir can't auto attack. Decimating Smash comes through, looking for the tower dive, not going to be able to find it, and Takey going to survive for a little bit longer. Power Transfusion still available. Use it on Zigri. Is this going to be a tower dive? The Unstoppable Onslaught is available, but I don't think he has enough base damage to actually kill him without Pommy Cinder.
Vladimir is forced to back here. If Sion just keeps pushing, he'll get first turret. Oh, he's gonna stay.
He's gonna stay, trying to clear out these minions. The Roar going to miss once again. Sejuani and Warwick nowhere near, so this is an island for now. In the bot lane, Varus finally securing a CS lead.
Shoving back. Usual bot lane stuff. Honestly, I wish the Vladimir actually went with the
Oh, but now Warwick's looking for the gank. He has infinite duress available to him. Going to change the CC with the Justice Punch. The Shield of Duran. The Shockwave does land on both of them. But Jindy has no flash or heal available. The stopwatch burn, but it's all for naught as he goes down to Kid of Fire.
He got dunked on. But, as I was saying, I wish the Vladimir was a GP here instead. I think that would round out their team comp way better, much more global pressure, and the GP can sit under tower and AFK farm it versus the side who's going to shovel to you constantly.
Absolutely. Sion, like I mentioned, with that laning prowess already doing work in this game to shut down this Vladimir in the early game. But now what we're really looking at is the gold lead has ballooned to 3.5k as the first tower has been secured in that top lane.
Huh. Interesting purchase from Zigray here. He picked up Ninja Tabby. Really odd purchase.
Wow.
I think
it's a triple AP.
Yeah, versus a lot of CC too. Oh, he sold it.
He undid it. Wait, he's listening to us. Wait.
Listening to the stream.
Zigri, buy a Mejdice. Go.
Zigri, don't listen to Mejdice. He's a Riven one trick. Don't worry about him.
I buy Mejdice on Riven every game.
Yeah. I'm lucky. That's why you're hard stock.
Rage Blade almost completed by the Varus, and Iceborne Gauntlet now on the next item slot for the Ezreal. Once that Ezreal hits Iceborne Gauntlet, can they win a bot lane pivot?
I dislike him going Iceborne here. I understand he's behind and he wants to play safe, but you're building armor into only magic damage. Warwick Q and R does magic damage. Galio's all magic damage. Sion E, mostly magic damage. Varus, he's mostly magic damage too. Like, I mean, I guess you can kite better, but I think Ezreal just needs the raw physical damage here. He's on an all AP team, and it's just
Lulu
it's
poking
gonna be
with
rough.
the pick. We're gonna be doing some damage. Yeah, you mentioned it's actually strange. There's so much magic damage in this game, but we only see a couple instances of MR being bought.
Yeah. It's quite odd.
The action might continue here. Sejuani in the tri-bush, and the Hex Flash coming out from Dungavicious. Looking for a sneaky pulverized play, but now in the mid lane, Jin Daddy has no flash available. The Shockwave comes through to cancel out. The Warwick Infinite Duress is available. The shields are in, the taunt, and the damage comes through. And Jin Daddy falls once again.
The Unstoppable from the Warwick used to great effect, not just the Orianna ult. Well played by him.
Unstoppable, by the way.
So the Hulk being picked up by both junglers here.
Mid lane, the Roar does land. Kid of Fire with the decimating smash, forcing Takey to pull out to safety. In the top lane, the wave does crash. And this just seems like a snowball on the side of Piping. Wow, this is very strange to see two teams flip-flop like this.
Yeah, kind of odd. Maybe next game will be a Con Fiesta that's super close. Ooh, Ollie might be caught here. Ooh, Varus could have ultied that.
Looking for the engage. Galio is here with the heroic entrance. The True Shot Barrage does burn, and they're forced to cancel their backs.
No.
Now Vladimir and Oriana. Vladimir has teleport available. Just could use it soon. Unstoppable Onslaught comes through. Going to land onto Jojo. With a hit. Both of them, in fact. The Decimating Smash in the backline as well. Ezreal going to be flashed on by the Galio, as well as the Scion. And he's going to go down along simultaneously with the Sejuani. Now Jungovic is the next target. Nemo going to fall low by the Vladimir, taking now the next target. And he's going to fall to 3 members of Piping Esports as they wail on top of him. Alistair somehow managing to escape with his life, and that is a 3-for-0 in favor of Piping. Now Blight is going to be caught out by Jin Daddy in the back, going to try and lifesteal his way to survival, but going to be shut down by Jin Daddy. So
That
3
was
for 1.
very bad map movement from Jin Daddy there. You can't be topside. You have to be mid. You don't have TP. If anything, send the Vladimir topside. He has TP up, but no, Vladimir's the one mid lane. Ezreal completing his Iceborne, I don't think it's going to help him too much. It is going to probably go Ninja Tabby with the extra cloth on there. Varus, ooh, picks up the Rage Blade. I think this one's pretty over.
Shout out to a member of the Twitch chat. I like turtles. If you associate with ignorant, then you are most likely bad at League of Legends. Anyway, to continue our cast, we have Jin Daddy with the first and only kill on the side of DTS. Is there any hope for them to win this game? 6k gold lead.
I'd say probably no. Ezreal's gonna fall off. I mean, they sort of have a triple tank composition on the side of Piping, but I think Varus is gonna pump out enough damage. Maybe if Sejuani gets enough... Sejuani went Ninja Tabby too. Huh?
Huh?
Nani? This doesn't make sense.
Weave alert. In the top lane, Vladimir struggling
Oh, no.
to clear out the banner of Command Minion, and Ocean Dragon is now on the table for Piping Esports.
Drax, if anyone's a weed, it's you. You're Asian, I feel.
The teleport comes through by Scion into that top lane on the tower to try and save it from demolition. Ocean Dragon secured. 2 dragons, 6,000 gold lead, 5,000 now. In favor of
And I
Piping.
bet that Ezreal wished he had an Ocean Drake, or the Vlad, or the Sejuani.
He wished he had anything at this point. Their team is completely
Yeah,
starved
probably.
out. Pretty clean play from Piping. And it was exactly the same way in the last game, where it was pretty clean play from DTS. So we have to break down, since this is a lull in the action, why this is happening. What happened in the first game that allowed DTS to just stomp? And why in this game did Piping just stomp?
Oh, I honestly don't know. Or
Well,
he
take
has
a
a
look at
Rift
who got
Girl.
ahead. Take a look who got ahead. In the first game, it was the bot lane of DTS who kind of drove the tempo. They managed to get the lead onto their enemy bot lane, forcing out the
If
tower dive,
anything,
good macro movements, and
I
managed
think
to secure
it
the
was
game
the-
with
I
that
think-
snowball.
I think it was DuoEXL that got most of the lead for their team here. He was on, I think Zach's much more of it's not much more of an aggressive jungler, but he has much easier gank paths, I think, on him. And he was able to use that to find great success. Now that he's on Sejuani, I don't think he can gank as easily. And I think that's really showing because all the lanes are behind right now.
Absolutely. So we could say that DuoEXL not be able to pick up the weight this game. Where's that DuoEXL? 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 DuoEXL. We'll go with DuoEXL. Not going to be able to carry the weight of his team this game, falling out quite a bit. And Zigri, with that top pressure he displayed in the last game, but it was muted by the effect of every other lane losing. Now this game finally having presence. 5 out of 10 KP.
I really want to...
Oh, the unstoppable onslaught down the mid lane, looking for the hard engage. Going to go past the tower onto Chocho. Now the arcade shift is burnt. The infinite duress along with the hero's entrance, and Chocho's gonna fall. The first casualty of the fight. Now Sejuani is the next one to go down. Will he go down quickly? He will indeed. And now from the back, Requiem taking the tower, flashing forward with his auto attack. But Requiem still taking the tower. 2 shot, 3 shots, and he will go down, taking out. Going to be the next casualty. Requiem going to be the only member of Piping that's going to die. The shockwave does come down, but Kid of Fire is just so tanky with the Merc Treads. The Justice Punch going to glitch out a little bit there, not going to go for the full duration. And Jin Daddy is the only surviving carry alive for DTS. Blight trying to get away with the Primal Howl. Doesn't have enough move speed, but the combo failed by the Alistair. Pulverized headbutt. Apparently very hard to do properly.
Whew, that's almost as bad as Draxier's Thresh. Yikes!
Oh! We can just... I'll get my knife and I'll just carve your name.
This is a
on my
flame
arm
level
tonight.
1. That's pretty impressive.
No! Alright, I'll carve your name twice on both arms.
Monk ass.
Monk ass. Back to the game, 13-2. DTS still holding the reins. That was a bad death by Requiem for sure, but probably not going to mean too much. He does complete his Ginsu's Rage Blade, working towards that Nashers.
Yeah, Lulu also has a ton of stats on her WE and the finished Ardent Sensor that she has.
Ardent Sensor going to play a big part, of course, in that Varus' damage as well. Honestly, this game felt exactly like the last game, so hopefully next game is more of a structured game. We now know a little bit about both teams in terms of what they're good at, what they're bad at. How can they have a good game next game? Because this game is all but over.
I just think you have to put DuoExcel on a champion that can excel in the early game.
Gonna have to stop you there. Blight with the Blood Hunt, going to try and hunt down that Vladimir, but Sejuani is there quickly for the counter kick, as you were saying.
I think he should play a much more early game focused jungler. Maybe if they don't ban Zac, maybe go with the Zac again. Maybe go for J4. If he's a Lee Sin player, maybe something like that. But I don't know. The Sedge pick isn't looking too hot for him.
Absolutely, literally having zero impact on this game. 0, 2, and 0. Not doing so hot on that Sejuani.
Ezreal's got to feel pretty bad. He's still about 200 stacks off of his Tear of the Goddess. Oof.
But gotta mention that even though Piping looks dominant this game, they struggled a lot in the last game. So if DuoExcel is the answer to their problems on the side of DPS, what is the answer to Piping's problems?
Have bot lane have decent vision control. I mean, just Zac. You have to ward well against Zac. Like deep, if Zac is on the red side and your blue side, you're gonna try and get deep wards into his jungle, like where the blue buff is, where that path is. If you get a ward there, you'll usually spot Zac running down, for the most part. Unless he goes down the lane, and in that case, you want to try and ward their tri-bush. But if they're smart, they'll probably put a control in there, and you can just try to clear that.
Decimating Smash lands on the Sejuani, and now the Blood Hunt is active by the Warwick, looking to hunt down his targets. Galio is there with the Heroic Engine. The Shockwave whiffs in the back, and he is not available. Now the Heroic Engine is coming in, going to land a 2-man knockup on support and jungler. The ultimate does come through by Alistair, and he is a very tanky boy. But now the Arcane Shift and the Infinite Dress to follow. Ezreal goes down with the Press the Attack proc, and that is a 1-for-0 so far.
It's going to be Baron.
Going to be pushing down those towers. Has teleport available in a couple of seconds, but the entire roster of DTS is going to back, and the Baron has begun.
Poor Ezreal. 0-5, dude. Just picking up his Mana Moon. Not even a Muramana yet. So starved out.
Their back. You can cast. Wait, the Polybomb comes through, and Alistair falls before he's able to cast a single ability. Galio's not here in the fight. Vladimir could clear this out. Requiem goes down, but so far it's a 2v2. Wait! 2 members of Piping have fallen. Can Warwick clean this up before his team throws their lead? Zion and Warwick trying to end this out. But Sejuani doing a lot of damage. The 2-shot barrage from the back, but Blight flashes forward, takes down DuoExcel. Taiki doesn't have enough damage to actually kill Blight through the Primal Howl and has to flash away. Kid of Fire does arrive to the fight, and it's going to be a stabilization from both teams. Baron still goes unsecured. Taiki going to be hit by the Justice Punch. The shield of Durand damage as well.
That was really poorly played by Taiki there. He could have killed Blight. His empowered Q was off cooldown, but instead he decides to E instead of insta-killing the Warwick. Sejuani would have lived. And once his E is over, he Qs the Scion.
Transfusion targets must be on point when you're a Vladimir player. That is 90% of your damage on single targets.
Infernal Drake is up. I think we'll see Piping try to... Yep, they sure are going to go for it. Would be a really big pickup for the Varus. And the Galio, who's quite big.
The score is 18-4. The gold lead sitting at 8,000. Baron not secured by either team. It still feels like BTS is completely starved out this game. I still think that even with the mishaps that have happened so far, it's just not enough to get them back to this game. Infernal Dragon secured, that is 3 dragons on the table. If they macro this next part correctly, Baron is free as well. And this game is all but over.
Yeah, this one's pretty one and done. Galio, 2.5 items. Jin Daddy actually has a Morello and a Ludens completed. He might actually do some damage. If Ezreal can actually get his Muramana, he might be able to do something in these fights, but kind of doubt it.
Well, the game stabilizes for now. The macro knowledge for both teams trying to come into play here to see if, of course, Piping can close this game out as fast as they possibly can, or can DTS take advantage of mistakes and stall this game out for even longer. If DTS can stall out for, say, hopefully, best case scenario for them, another 15 to 20 minutes to get to 6 items, can they win the game?
Maybe. I think DTS here has a better comp late game. It depends on how well Varus can play it. Because Warwick and Sion are going to fall off for the most part. I mean, Ezreal's going to have a really bad time trying to kill the Sion and the Warwick. Actually, you know what? Nah, I think Piping's got it. They don't have any tank killers on their team. Just like Varus should be able to 1v5 these fights with the Lulu.
By the way, we have some Twitch chat going on here, and you are indeed correct. Daniel here has been boosted, and I do know that because I was the person who did it.
Hell no, if you boosted me, I'd be in plat still.
He is indeed a bronze 4 player, and really unfortunate.
At least I don't one-trick Riven Camille.
Oh, the unstoppable onslaught coming down the mid lane, going to be engaging onto the Sejuani, the passive front. A huge shockwave will land on 4 members, but it did enough. Nino taken low in the backline, has to wild growth her herself. Will be in the fight. Varus flashing away in the backline, free firing as much as he possibly can. Will be taken out though by the Orion in the backline. Blight trying to tower dive, and that is 3 members down. Kid of Fire and TP are the only members to survive, but they are out of mana, and Kid of Fire will fall. That is a wipe. 2 for 5 in favor of DTS.
How?
That's called tower diving, by the way. If you want to execute a tower dive like that, you must execute it perfectly, which they did not.
Okay, I gotta calm down.
Chocho, no wait, Chocho! My fault of the tower! One more shot! Oh, the shield! The command protect coming in big by Jin Daddy,
I can't
saving
even think.
Chocho from utter humiliation. And the turn by
Yikes.
DTS. Now the gold lead is at 6k, much smaller than before, and the pace of the game is somehow theirs. Now, I ask you the same question.
I dislike
my
Ezreal's
friend.
build. I also dislike Varus' build, but I'll talk about that in a second. Ezreal went Mortal Reminder 3rd. If he wants the armor pen, just buy the Last Whisper. He doesn't need the Grievous Wounds right now. Orianna has a completed Morello. If anything, I think he needs to buy a Blade of the Ruin King so the HP on the Sion, Galio, and Warwick can be shredded through. Because right now, none of the champions on the side of DTS are going to be tank killers. And the Blade of the Ruin King is his best bet at getting them killed. With the Last Whisper, but not the completed Mortal Reminder. And now, on Varus' build, he's building Crit, which I'm going to assume is Runans, with the AP build, which I heavily disagree with here. I personally
Runans is alright, but he could have gone for
it's
the
alright,
Abaddons
but I
instead.
think you should only build it if you're going to go Rageblade, Runans, and Bork or Wit's End, which isn't as good now because Rageblade
Speaking
raw
of
stats.
bad, Jin Daddy now caught out, has no flash available. The Shockwave gonna go down onto the side, but the Ensemble outside there to lock him down. Requiem and Mimar here to deliver the damage. The Shockwave not available anymore, does not have enough damage to turn onto the backline, and Orianna will fall as a pick. The teleport coming in from Galio in the top lane. Jin Daddy still not dead somehow, but Warwick now going to flash away from the Glacial Prison, barely dodging death and going to Infinite Duress his way to safety. Baron spawning not quite yet, and this could mean a tower.
Ooh, the Verisol connects. Ooh, the Ollie, though. Probably don't want to ult
down.
All-Star. Uh-oh.
The Chain of Corruption, the flash forward, the Shield of Duran, going to land on support and jungler once again. Now Digri in the front line and doing damage in the back line is Requiem, trying to take down, going to take down Sejuani. He is the first casualty of the fight, and Alistar is going to go down next. That is 2 members down, and Orianna spawning in 18 seconds. Will they be able to end out the game here? They have no Mountain Drake, but Ocean Drake is currently ticking. Ezreal not doing a lot of damage in the back line. Vladimir has both summoners available, but not fed enough to really make a difference here. Justin Crunch lands, the Shield of Duran as well. The taunt going to be dodged away by the pool, and Tiki managing to survive. This could mean an inhibitor, probably not going to mean more as Jin Daddy resurrects. And
Nah,
that
they
will
have to
be it
reset.
for the action. 29 minutes into the game, top lane inhibitor goes down.
So as I was saying, with that AP Varus build, I think it is much better to build a Death Cap third. It ramps your damage so much. The AP ratios on your R, your Nashor's Tooth, your Ginsu's, your W, it's just so much extra damage. I mean, I just disagree with the Rageblade choice here, or not the Rageblade, but Runan's choice here.
Usually for third item, you can pick between Zhonya's, Rabadon's, and Runon's. It looks like he's going for the multi-hit target approach here, which can be good in certain situations, but considering that he has a Lulu, and they're mostly going front to back anyway, I don't think it's a huge issue. Might have actually gone for the Zhonya's instead to dodge the Shockwave.
That could be
That's
good.
really what they're getting hit by nowadays. In this game too, to really lose these fights. But top lane inhibitor has gone down. Baron's going to spawn. Dragon is up. How can Piping close this one out?
Take the drag, have Z-Gray split bot, and just pressure Baron. Just have vision control, do the Baron dance mid lane. You have top inhibitor down, so someone's gonna have to pressure there. You have the Sion pressure
That's
bot,
two
and
of
then
them.
you just get Baron.
Now the gold lead has skyrocketed once again, back up to 10k. Runon secured. Now the Justice Punch. How the shield Durant. He has no flash available for a couple more seconds, but the headbutt going to come through. The shockwave does land on Mimo. He's low, but now the heroic entry is coming through onto the jungle support. Once again, Blight in the front line. Infinite Durant's going to come through, killing Jin Daddy in the back line. Jin Daddy also on Samuasa going to come through as well, and Sejuani will fall, followed by the Alistair. 2 members left, Ezreal and Vladimir. Will they be able to defend? A huge top lane wave coming through. This could mean the game. Death timers are currently at 32 seconds. They're going to rotate onto the top side with these super minions. Taiki and Ezreal. It's all up to them. 2v5. This probably is the game. The shield of Duran going to taunt away the Vladimir, going to force away the pull. Destiny Smash not going to land. The pull going to dodge away from it. The Chemo play doing a lot of damage, but not enough to win a 2v5 fight. And the Wild Growth coming through. Fire taking the tower, and this is going to be the game. 1-for-1. And it will go on to a game 3.
What a game. Just a complete flip-flop. Wow. I'm coming out from the Lulu here. Wow.
Victory.
Woohoo.
So, as we mentioned, game 1, game 2 stomps for
Both
Piping and DST, respectively. Now it's going to be game 3. It's all or nothing. How can these teams play well so that it's not a complete stomp?
I think they just need more vision on the map. And also, Alistair probably shouldn't cheese level 1. Probably don't cheese the Varus Lulu level 1. That kind of loses your lane. If Ezreal gets behind, it's really bad because you pick Ezreal for your safeness and your like mid-game power spike. If he falls behind, there's no point, I think, in having him because he's most likely not going to catch back up. Interesting enough, though, Ezreal actually did quite a respectable amount of damage this game, almost doing as much as the Varus. Damn.
Ezreal, their team did make an admirable comeback in that one fight, managing to pull a 2-for-5 under tower, but it ended up not being enough to really swing the pace of the game in their favor, especially with the compositions being as close as they were in terms of composition strength, as well as coordination. An AoE comp and a single target combined, of course, with a triple tank as well on the side of Piping. Let's talk a little about the numbers before we get into the next game. You mentioned the damage dealt. Ezreal doing a respectable amount, 18,000 on the side of DST, but of course the damage being much more spread out along the lines of Piping, which makes sense considering everyone did their share in that game for certain. Let's go take a look at the damage taken. Want to see a lot of damage taken? Yeah, absolutely. Warwick doing his share, 37,000. Yeah. Taken by that Primal Hal, Sion and Gallia doing.
I want to say something even crazier. Look at damage mitigated from the Warwick too.
Damage mitigated, 36,000.
Thank you, boy.
A lot of lifesteal. But now, again, let's take a look at the vision score. Pretty standard stuff here. The winning support has a higher vision score. Nothing surprising along these lines, but let's talk about control wards purchased. Not again!
No! He doesn't learn.
That's not the same person.
They don't learn. It might as well be the same person.
No! It's always someone on the losing team.
Vision wins games, kids.
Takey on the Vladimir, 0 vision wards completed. And with that being said, 1-for-1. Which team will manage to keep themselves in their finals dreams? And of course, the season championship. We'll get into Champ Select shortly. We'll take a short break until then. We'll see you guys there.
can't find my way back to you until you make amends with the demons you've been through. And I can't regret leaving you alone until you find your way back home. Until you find your way back home.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the third game of the night of the match between DST and Piping Esports, the 5th seed and the 2nd seed, respectively. In the first game, DST managed the huge upset, but now got upset right back as Piping smashed them in game 2. This is the BSGCS semifinals as these two teams fight for the finals position. I'm your play-by-play caster, Drax here, and with me tonight is your color caster, Daniel. What are we looking at for this game 3?
I really hope they put DuoEsports on an early game jungler. I really hope. See the LeBlanc ban again. She was banned by Piping all 3 games of the series, which I think you're overvaluing the LeBlanc pick here. Warwick banned a respect against Blight, and the Zach banned a respect against DuoEsports.
Galio banned as well against Kid of Fire. We little shout out to Kid. Did pretty well in that Galio. Way more comfortable on that champion than he was in the game 1, where he was playing, I believe,
Malzahar.
Malzahar, that is correct. Sion now locked in by Takey in the top lane. Going to take that away from Zegri. We'll see if Zegri knows any matchups that do well against Sion in the laning phase. So far, Zegri did carry through the laning phase with the solo kills and the good trades in both games 1 and 2.
The first 2 games against Zegri, he might actually pull it out here. I don't think that match is
Sejuani lock.
Oh no. Okay, well, I really disagree with that pick, and we might actually see Blight play Trundle here just to counter that, which would be really bad for the Sedge. Yeah, the Ornn pick, I think that's a perfectly fine choice into the Sion. I'm surprised these teams are valuing Alistar so much here. I mean, he's a great support, but I don't know if I'd first pick him.
All right, well, Trundle is open for Blight. This could actually just instantly win the game if they pick this Trundle pick. It's so strong into the Sejuani. This cannot be ignored. But the Caitlyn locked in instead. And now, DST has the option of banning away the Trundle.
I think bot lane's going to get destroyed here. Caitlyn's such an annoying champion to lane versus, and from what we've seen, the bot lane of DTS doesn't really have a strong lane phase, and Caitlyn can abuse the hell out of that. Champion's so gross.
TF locked in for Jin Daddy, and now they have the option and the opportunity to ban away the Trundle possibility from Blight.
Should.
We're definitely looking for it. This could mean the difference between going home or going to finals.
Whew. I think they have to ban Trundle here. They ban Ivern. Okay.
Jin Daddy did do pretty well with that in the last game.
I think with the TF here, the bot lane of DTS could opt into a little bit weaker of a lane because they should have the backup of Jin Daddy and Dub XL. Maybe it's fine. Dub XL went the Sejuani here because he could work with Jin Daddy to make his early game look a bit better. Brand ban, no Trundle ban here.
No Trundle ban. This is an opportunity for Piping to just take this away. Do they know about this? They might not even be thinking about it. Welcome to BSG, ladies and gentlemen, where the finest of league players get together to clash in a competitive scene of toddler tantrums. Now the last ban coming through for Piping Esports. We'll see what it is.
Quick shout out to the Twitch chat. There's currently a poll on which team will win. Feel free to vote. Be interesting to see the results.
Absolutely.
No way they go Draven.
Hashtag Piping win. Hashtag DST win.
No way they pick Draven. I don't like that.
Draven lock in into Alistair, Caitlyn. Alistair, of course, being a good engaged support at any stage, and
Draven
Caitlyn
can.
outranging
Yeah.
Caitlyn.
Draven can block out
Caitlyn
the
out
Ollie
Draven.
combo. He does lock it in.
Wait a second. I just said Caitlyn outranges Caitlyn.
See, this is what we call the little baby tantrums that he was talking about.
NA casting, by the way.
Diamond
Requiem.
casting, by the way.
Now going to be able to lock in. Wait, Kate!
No
it's not
Trundle!
No Trundle!
They're trolling.
They're actually... Trundle is not a hard champion to play either. It's not like he's
Trundle's
limited by the
super
mechanical
easy.
ability to play that champion.
Trundle can completely destroy a Draven too. Draven goes to catch his axe. You put E on him, he cries.
We will not call Draven this game. That is now Tyler 1.
He's gonna run it
Tyler
down just
won.
like Tyler.
Tyler now on DST.
Challenger
We're
to
gonna call him Tyler the
D5
entire
in 2
game.
days, baby.
Mimo locking in. It's going to be the mid lane pick for Kid of Fire. What is it going to be? Ari locked in. And now this
Very
is the
safe
reworked
pick.
Ari.
Ooh,
Against the
GP
TF.
hopper. Ooh, monkey.
GP
Wait,
for the-
what? Scion support.
Scion support. It's a Scion driven bot lane. T1. Going to really enjoy that lane pressure for certain. Definitely a pretty good counter pick against the Alistair.
Whew, that's an interesting choice. To be honest, I like DTS's team comp way more besides the bot lane. But wait,
Twisted Fate is a counter to Ari because no matter
Oh.
how many times Ari dashes, she cannot get away from a gold card.
yes.
So with that being in mind, we'll have to see how they play that matchup. In the jungle, Kane will be, I do believe, is higher on the tier list than Sejuani at the moment, especially with the recent change. Kane is a very
Oh yeah, he gets
formidable
his
champion.
form super fast now. If you guys don't know what they did, they raised the amount of points Kane can get for his passive early game, but they lowered it late game. But it's raised so much in the early game, the later on into the game, it doesn't really matter. And some Kanes can get their form easily by like level 8, which is quite insane.
Absolutely. Now the spectators' delay will start. Let's talk a little bit about the matchups. We've mentioned mid lane, we mentioned jungle. Let's talk about top and then bot. Warren versus GP. How's that go?
I think Orange is going to be a pinata for the Kleptomancy GP, which it's going to be pretty bad. GP scales like a monster. He gets to his 2-3 items. Oh, he's going to hurt.
To answer quickly Gawain's question, a lot of Ari's power budget is placed on her 3 spirit spirit dashes.
Actually, they sort of changed it up with the recent rework they did to her. They put a lot of power onto landing her E because you now
On
get a
her charm
20%
as well.
damage amp.
That is indeed true, but because of the way her champion is built, without her ultimate, she's not very strong.
Oh, yeah.
So with that in mind, her ultimate is a key part of dealing damage as well as escaping bad situations. With Twisted Fate, with a point and click, 1.5 second stun is a very good counter to someone that's very slippery. Let's talk a bit about the bot lane now. Caitlyn Alistair versus Draven Scion. Now going to be the start of this game for certain now that Draven Scion locked in. How's this going to go?
It depends on how well Scion can cheese the enemy bot lane and if they know how to play against Scion. If they don't, Draven Scion should destroy. Scion's such a cheese support. Like that's the only way I can describe it too. But like logically, I think Caitlyn Alistair should win it. But I've been proven wrong before, so we'll see.
Well, Tyler 1 probably knows quite a bit about how to run it down. We'll see if he can run it down fast enough to get into Caitlyn's range. See if he can actually gun her down, as he so often likes to do. This is Tyler 1. We're going to play it, and we're going to cast it as if this is Tyler 1. Chocho has died. Tyler 1 has taken his place.
You wish it was Tyler 1.
It is Tyler 1.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, I mean, I didn't know Tyler 1 was bronze 5, but okay.
Oh, in my heart, Tyler 1 is indeed bronze 5. Well, 50 seconds on the spectator delay. Let's talk a little bit. We've talked a lot about the early game, the laning, the matchups. Let's talk about late game here. If the game goes on, even team comps, even scaling, which team wins the team?
It's so awkward because it depends on how well GP can play. I think TF will outscale the RA for sure, but Caitlyn will for sure outscale the Draven, and I think Alistair's usefulness later on into the game is way higher than a Sion would be. But I also think Sejuani will be way more useful than the Kayn will be. If Kayn goes Rost, it depends on if he can get his ulti heal off on the Sedge or the Sion, and how well he can land his W, but I'd have to lean on the side of DTS here for late game. I just think GP is such a monster of a character, and I think TF does beat out the Ahri in the late game.
Absolutely. Well, the spectator delay has ended. We'll see if Daniel's prediction for the late game rings true, or if we have another stomp of a game like game 1 and 2. Let's hop into loading screen really quickly, and we'll play the game mode phase Keystones. Once again, let's take a quick look.
Ooh, actually, on the side of piping, this is going to be interesting. Double electrocute from the mid and jungle. Could see a lot of burst from them.
Absolutely, and pretty standard.
Oh,
wow, the game loads in immediately.
Yeah, it loaded instantly.
I
actually do want to talk about the Keystone Draven rant Conqueror, which is something a lot of people have been running on him recently. It actually fits Draven's trading pattern quite well. How you usually want to go up for an auto, like you're in the minion wave, you get your Conqueror ready, you auto them, then you auto again most likely, and then you get your true damage off. It's quite a decent Keystone on him. But he doesn't get the buff reset that melees would, which, you know, kind of sucks.
Absolutely. 3 seconds of screw you damage, and then after that, oh wait, I don't have any more damage. The invade comes through onto the bot side tri-bush. Alistair is there to try and find this out. Who gets there first? Alistair does arrive at the bush first and will spot this out, and the invade will fail. Good position.
I'm pretty sure all of them were spotted on the
taken by Tyler.
What?
The ward was secured by Tyler. That's a gold lead on Tyler 1. This game's over.
10 gold, dude. Game's done.
The game's done. Tyler 1 has 10,000 gold efficiency. 10,000%. So that 10 gold is now a lot of gold.
That's pretty unlucky. We do see the stopwatch and minion dematerializer from the first game from Jin Batty. Same TF pick. See how it goes for him this game. It went very well the first game.
Pretty standard spellbook animation there.
Yeah, very, very standard start. Kayn should be doing the Raptors, I believe. I don't know why bot lane's still sitting there. Maybe they're going to fake leash. No, Kayn actually going for the red buff. Interesting.
Doing a little hopping around. Not entirely sure which way he's starting.
Oh, Caitlyn's not sitting in the bush. That's so bad. As Caitlyn, if you're leashing, you're going to want to send it to the bush so you can activate your headshot passive way faster. Makes your leash way better for your jungler.
Well, Kayn going to take quite a bit of damage from this red buff. Actually having to burn a pot in the first part of this clear. Actually, Sejuani doing the exact same thing.
Ornn does opt into the D shield, though. Gonna expect a lot of harass from the GP. GP actually not going Kleptomancy here. Is going with Aggressively Undying.
Very interesting, especially with that Mana Crystal start, usually looking for those Q pokes with the Klepto onto a tank. Not going to have that same power. Might be looking for more hefty trades, though. Conqueror is active for the Draven, not finding auto attacks to use it. One of the things that I mentioned is DTS actually has a huge disadvantage in this game for one reason. They have GP and Draven, two of the hardest mechanical champions in the game. And in the BSG League, that is not a good thing.
True, but I'm under the impression that they are able to play their characters.
But you're not even able to play your characters in D5.
Come on, man.
That's bold. Pretty standard jungle clear coming out from both junglers. Kayn gonna have a slightly faster start, but that's pretty standard along the line. Sejuani is backing after her clear. Oh boy. Oh boy.
I also, on the topic of late game here, Sion actually opts into the Ignite, which actually could be pretty big for them not having an exhaust in the late game versus a Caitlyn. But we'll see how it turns out.
Well, Kane looking for the gank in the mid lane. Now TF is going to be under pressure. Will the charm land is the question. Kid of Fire moving forward with the damage. And the charm not used quite yet. The flash forward. And the ignite as well. And the Foxfire going to be enough damage to take down Jin Daddy. Sejuani trying to save his buddy by taking the ignite out of his body. By dipping him in the boar saliva. But not going to have any healing properties there. This isn't China.
Jin Daddy was way too greedy there with his flash. The second...
Wait a second.
He blew heal and base.
Wait a second. He blew heal and base.
Oh no. I'm tilted, boys. But he needed to blow flash immediately there. If Kane gets the red buff on him, he's going to take way more damage. If he blows flash immediately there, he can probably stay in lane and keep the farm advantage that he had built up. He still has a farm advantage on the Ahri, which just shows how well he was playing the lane before that.
Absolutely, and like I mentioned, TF is a good counter to Ahri, but now that has shifted. Ahri has a kill, and the heal has been burned. So now that is 2 summoners for 2.
Oh boy. The E does connect. But this bot lane, I actually don't think they're going to kill each other without jungle assistance. Ooh, we do see Kane bot, though.
Kane is looking for the bot gank, but Sejuani is there to counter. Will this be a 3v2 situation? Could have a lot of action there in the top lane. Pretty even trades. Both laners taking the low HP and low mana.
I think the Draven Sejuani Scion wins the 3v3 versus the Kane Caitlyn Alistar.
Well, the unstoppable there. That's Mace Smith, the flash forward with the dash. Sejuani taking a tower shadow too. The damage coming out from Draven, but that is not an empowered spinning axe, so the Alistar will not fall today.
If Scion was more aggressive there, he could flash ignite, Draven flashes for the auto, and Alistar dies. Because Caitlyn blew heal there. Like, I think that was a free kill. Kane is bot side though.
Warren landing, Alistar missing here the pulverized headbutt combo, and he might fall here. Kane with the shadow step coming in, the reaping slash, the blades reach. The blades reach does have the slow. Chocho forced to flash away. Blight has flash available, but decides not to follow. Now Requiem in the back, trying to do the potato damage that Caitlyn is known for doing, but Sejuani's here for the counter gank. Nemo trying to hex flash away. He actually dodges the Sejuani dash with the hex flash, and now Requiem frontlining with the full HP bar. Dub XI, but the headshot lands on Chocho with the trap in the back. The headbutt pulverized combo landing on Sejuani. Really step on the trap. Steps right into it. Now Blight with the shadow step going to be taking down Dub. And that is a 1 for 0 so far. John Vicious and Chocho out of mana. This fight will probably end here.
That was pretty monkey. On the bright side, Draven doesn't die there, so he doesn't lose his stacks. I think if Draven has a lot of stacks built up and he loses them, I think this game's pretty done. But, hasn't happened yet. First Drake is an Ocean. Could actually help the Sejuani with their late game regen and the Scion versus the Caitlyn harass.
If they can actually get it.
If they can actually get it. Somehow Blight is out pressuring the Sejuani early game as Kane.
Which is pretty standard.
You think?
Sejuani is
Sejuani, true.
as a champion.
Yeah, true. But still, I don't know. I mean, I think it'd be so easy to gank the Caitlyn Alistar, especially since Scion has Ignite, but Kane was able to do it successfully and Sejuani wasn't.
I think it was more about the timing and the wave positioning. Blight, however, one thing we have to mention is he fought a lot. He is going to get his form in just a couple of minutes here.
Ooh, Sejuani pathing your mid is spotted on a ward.
The Fire has the Spirit Dash available, but like I mentioned, he cannot dodge the gold card. The question is if Jin Daddy and Dub actually have the damage to get through to that Ahri. I do not think they do.
Jin Daddy is level 6. They could try coordinating a play on the bot side. If they get this Draven ahead, it would be really good for the side of DTS.
We have to mention now Zigri has teleport advantage in this top lane. The duel begins. Searing Charge is available for Zigri. Does he decide to use it? Can engage this trade even longer. Shadow stepping over the wall is the Kane coming in for the gank. Keiki has flash available. The Blade's Reach does not come out. Oh, the flash against the wall as he fails the flash over the thickest part of the top lane wall. The Cannon Barrage burns, but the Call of the Forge God is there as well. 1-0 for the Orb.
Man, that guy filled the Dyrus flash, dude.
I think that's every top laner ever flash. Even I've filled that flash a couple times.
Really? I could do that flash. That one's not that bad. You just gotta practice it a little. Oh, Sejuani bot though.
That flash, but you can't farm CS in the bot lane. But now the Destiny coming through. The flash gold card on the Requiem. Requiem will fall into the Draven damage. This is a 4-man bot lane. Alistar with the aftershock is just too tricky to kill. But Dub going to get healed by Jin Daddy, barely saving his life, and he is still in the game for this moment. And Caitlyn going to go down, and the cash out from Draven. This could actually be a
That's really big. As you can see, the score is 3-1, but Actually, wait, the gold lead has changed. But the gold lead's not that bad. Or for the gold deficit on the side of DS isn't that bad. Draven getting that kill is very, very big. Kane's picking up his off field. Do you think he's going to be going for the warrior? That's quite odd if he is.
It looks like he is going for that warrior. What else would he build?
I don't know. I've seen Kane build Black Cleaver before they finish their jungler item. If they go Rost, if he's going Shadow Assassin, I always see people go Duskblade before finishing their jungle item.
All right, Twitch chat, we have 30 people here. That's a lot of voices. If we all talk at the same time, we can make quite a large sound. Can you chant with me? D5.
No!
D5. D5.
Let's chant Riven one trick. Camille one trick.
And the bot and the unstoppable onslaught comes through, missing completely. Now the decimating smash going to land onto but the headbutt is going to knock the Scion into the tower. But the ultimate comes out from the Draven, and he's going to go down next as well. Perhaps Nemo has the summoners available. The ultimate is going to be active. The Draven kiting away. The headbutt not going to be active with that cooldown, and that is a 1-for-1 80 carry for support in favor, indeed, of
That's
DTS.
way better for the side of DTS. Draven picking up another kill. That's so good. Maybe this guy really is T1 in disguise.
T1! T1!
T1, G5, T1. Alright, picking up her lost chat.
I'm looking at the barrel combo comes
And
to the top. It's looking for the aggression. Glacial Prison is available onto the sword. The flash forward with the passive. He's going to proc the permafrost as well as the Glacial Prison immediately after. The CC is there. Zigri with the late call of the Forge God. Will he survive? The Bell's Breath. This is going to be the 2v1. He's going to have the damage. No! Barely not having enough. But Shadow Step, the King coming through with the Blade's Reach. Going to get the kill onto the GP. Still Blade's Reach is available. The Vexai going to try and get away, but now the Umbral Trespass, the flash forward, and he's going to take down the 2-for-1 in favor of Fight Bait.
He has Rost now. He's gonna be so big. Finished Warrior and Rost? It's gonna be one game. Draven, I think, is actually going to crit
versus
build.
Draven this game.
Draven's actually going to crit build, I think, this game. Interesting. That's the build I personally prefer on him, but I've seen other builds.
Well, he is going to be getting that IE first, but not a lot of attacks are going to come out except for his triumph with his W. Going to be calling the crowd's cheers as he attempts to have a bit more movement speed and attack speed. This game will be the Kayn versus the Draven. Of course, we'll see who can impact these fights more. Sejuani not going to be very tanky with just the Cinderhulk. As the game comes to a bit of a stop in terms of action, junglers kind of chilling and farming. At this stage in the game, not a huge goal lead for either side. No tower secured. Who has the lead?
Well, right now, the lead is obviously on the side of typing. So just, like, gold lead-wise. But, if Draven can
But that's 400 gold.
Yeah. If Draven can keep getting more of these kills, and if they can start, like, slowing down Kane's, like, ramp and snowball, I think they'll be good. I'm honestly surprised Kayn hasn't transformed yet.
The Spirit dash forward from Kid of Fire, looking for some damage. He does not have enough damage to complete this. The gold card not locked in by the Twisted Fate, but Sejuani is now on the hunt. Now this is a collapse in the mid-top side jungle. Ornn is there as well. Call of the Forge God is coming off cooldown in just 15 seconds. He has it up in a couple of seconds here, but I think the engage will not come through for either side, respecting the enemy team's power, and it will end in a stalemate.
Oh, there's the Rost. Apparently, it doesn't show on the menu.
Wait, now the Call of the Forge God comes through. This Sejuani is the target, but he misses the second part of the Call of the Forge God. Blight not going to have enough range to land the Blade's Reach, and the fight will end there. Ornn missing that ultimate, costing them a kill there. Sejuani did not have flash available.
Game looking a lot closer. I think this is what we wanted.
Well, speaking of closer, now the gold lead is actually equalized.
Yes.
18.8k gold for each side. Now the next fight will most likely determine who has the pace of the game. Dragon is now going to be the next objective. Rift Herald is also available. Complete vision control on the side of DTS onto the Ocean Dragon. Going to be a bit easier for them to take. Is it normal for Draven's side to be pushing in Caitlyn Alistar this hard?
I'd say yeah. With Sion's E, I mean, Caitlyn is quite good at shoving, but I think Sion can probably outdo that with Draven autoing a ton. Because Alistar, all he can do is really combo. He can't really help with the push too hard.
Jin Daddy securing that blue buff. Going to be quite ahead of this Ahri now. Rod of Age is going to be completed in how long here? The question is how much gold does he have? He does have it.
He has
should be
it.
backing for that as fast as he possibly can. Ari with that kill, going to be equalizing that gold lead out by a little bit. And the pause! Kid of Fire DCing from the game. It's not DuoEsports if there ain't a pause. So now that we have a lull in the action, finally, we can once again bring up the question of late game. It looks like with this even game, we did predict it. We said first game was going to be a stomp, second game going to be a stomp again in the other team's favor. But now the third and last game of this best of 3 is going to be much more even, and so far it has been. So if this game goes on to late game with equal items on both sides, who has the advantage?
I think DTS, but like you said, we have to keep in mind how well they can play their respective characters. If they can play those characters properly, I think DTS has this game. But the characters on the side of piping are way easier to execute. Caitlyn's quite easy, Ari's quite easy, Ornn is quite easy, Kane's pretty dang easy, Alistar's probably the easiest support in the game. Like,
well, not for Mimo.
not true. And, you know,
landing that pulverized headbutt is extremely difficult.
It's really hard to press my WQ key. I'm only used to pressing E. Me Janna, me press E. It's like
Janna got nerfed, by the way. 5 movement speed,
5 MS,
and 5 damage. I
Dude,
think
my
she's
5
honestly
MS,
one of the
what am I
worst
supposed
supports
to do?
in the game right now after those nerfs. Devastating, by the way.
I played against a Janna. She W'd me for 200 health. Those 5 damage really hurt her, dude.
But it's balanced. It's a lot of skill expression.
Yeah, it's really hard skill shot, you know?
Well, now TF has picked up the Rod of Ages, and it looks like that Ari is building towards that Ludens Echo. So Twisted Fate will be scaling much harder as this game progresses, except for one instance where Ari can land a full combo onto either Twisted Fate or the Draven with the charm and the damage amplification that the charm entails. So we'll have to look out for that in the fight. Top lane is a noodle fight.
Alistar is actually the highest level in the bot lane right now, being level 8 while everyone else is level 7. Must have gotten a little bit of solo XP there.
Miss macro there. Dragon is now on the table. Their bot lane did back, so they could just take the dragon here.
Sejuani's top side, though, kind of bad time to be top. I mean, her red did spawn, but the bot lane should have communicated to her, hey, yo, they're gonna bash.
In the top lane, Zegri is winning these top lanes. We actually haven't talked a lot about this, but if GP splits against Ornn, who wins that?
Late game GP. I believe late game GP. But I think until GP can get his items, I think.
Speaking about late game, now the Sejuani is coming in for the gank, but Kane is there with the Shadow Step. This could be a lot of action. Takey taken low already. Call of the Ford God is available, but he has no mana to cast it. Going to take ZV low, but the damage is not there. Blight going to follow up with the target. Now Dub is taken down very low. The passive is proc with the permafrost, but the Umbral Trespass is going to take down the Sejuani. Now with the Destiny coming in, going to land the gold card on his Zegri, but splitting targets, not going to land the same amount of damage on the same target. Now Blight looking for the damage. The unstoppable onslaught coming in the bot lane. A lot of action coming in the bot lane as well. Blight with the Shadow Step, healing with the Blaze Reach, but not to be able to the bot lane. No trades as of yet. To the fire in the top lane has the double kill on there. The Zanya's is proc the stopwatch, I should say, but a good charm and the Orb of Deception coming out from the Ari, going to pull in a 2 for 2 for both teams. And again, the gold lead has not changed.
This one's a close one. Jin Daddy should have ulted sooner there.
Now the Warlunds in the bot lane, the Conqueror is available, but looks like the bot lane not having a lot of action once again.
Riven having a full IE, if he crits on that Caitlyn, oh boy, he's gonna hurt. Caitlyn having finished tier 2 boots, a Zeal, and a BF sword, though, is gonna attack quite a bit faster.
No, you're absolutely right. Tyler won on that Riven champion. Very scary. Can definitely turn this game. CTG Requiem is at full HP, and Chocho does not have life steal to speak of, and no fleet footwork either. But he's going to be sustaining just off the Targon's passive.
I'd honestly love to see a Death Stance come out from this Draven, maybe like 3rd or 4th item if he doesn't need Armor Pen. That item is insane on that character. Like, he'll heal for so much from his Qs.
I do have to comment, though, that both junglers are doing a great job on staying on the same side of the map as their enemy jungler. But now Kid of Fire is the one in trouble. Glacial Prison not up, so this is relying on the gold card. The ultimate does not come out from Kid of Fire. Not available, no flash, no heal. And he looks for the solo kill onto the Sejuani, but not finding it. He goes down.
That's really big. GP got the kill there. That's super good for them.
Mid turret is now in jeopardy. This could be first turret, and it will go over to Team DTS. Piping now down.
You actually have a 2k gold lead now.
Absolutely. Triforce secured by the GP as well. The passive parley gold income generation going to come in big as he gains these items.
GP actually up 400 gold right now. What do you think GP's going to be building here? You think he's building a Sterix with those 2 longswords, or a Yomu's or something like that?
I think he's going to be building failing barrel combos.
I can see that.
Definitely can go for either with the double longsword start. Can either pass into the Jarm's Fist or, of course, go towards the Caulfield's Warhammer. But the Dragon has been started. This Ocean Drake definitely going to be a huge factor as this game progresses. There is no sustain on either team except for, of course, a couple of single individual abilities that provide healing. Now Kane looking for the gank in the top lane. Spotted on a pink ward.
If anything,
all the fortune comes through, the engage comes through, and now Takey going to try and orange a knockup. That doesn't work, my friend. Blade's Reach is available, but the Destiny going to be canceling out this tower dive. Now the next target is the Kane. The double Blade's Reach does land, but the damage is just not there. The Cannon's Barrage is going to be stopping them in their tracks. The gold card landing on the degree once again. Sejuani is coming out. He has Glacial Prison available. Can the counter engage come through? Not going to happen this time. In the bot lane, not a lot of action either, and both teams will come to a stalemate once again.
What I actually would have wanted to see there, they know Kane is top, Orange Blue ult. GP should be fine under the tower. Have TF ulti bot lane with Sejuani, you double kill them, you force the tower. I think that would have been a much better play than TF ulting top, but in the end it just amounts to nothing, which, I mean, at least it's not you giving kills.
And like I said, this game is the antithesis of both of the last games. Just completely even on both sides. ZB forced to stay in the top lane. Frozen Heart completed.
TF actually having his Lich Bane completed too, and his Roa is
3 items from that first tower goal. Now the Hex Tech Flash coming down. Kane with the Shadow Step. Ari's moving down as well. Mimo looking for the full combo onto the Scion. The Decimating Smash gonna cancel both. The Blade's Reach gonna miss, and the combo will land. They're not trapped, not gonna be able to get put down fast enough, and Dongovic just flashes for safety.
Scion could have ulted there instead of queuing and blowing his flash. They cannot stop Scion ulti unless they flash in front of him, and if they do, then you blow the flash.
Absolutely. Could have gotten away without using that resource there. But now 3 items on that TF. He's going to do a lot of damage. Blight with the aggression over the wall. Now Mimo and Kidafire moving the
TP though.
In the bot lane. The pulverized combo not landing onto Sejuani, but it's enough to take down Scion. The tower is hitting the Alistar. Not the correct target. Yugi in the back taking the tower now. Now Sejuani is caught out of this fight. The Blade's Reach will knock up Tocho. He has no flash available, and he will go down next. That is a 2 for 0 so far. 3 for 0 in favor of Hyping, and this could be the bot turret as well.
No TP from GP, just Warren played the lane better and GP's getting punished for it.
Absolutely, Zegri once again the hero of piping, and now the gold lead once again has equalized. Now with the Triforce in the top lane, he will be whacking down at that turret. They might be looking for the second inner turret here in the bot lane, but it might be traded just back by damage onto the mid inner turret. Now the unstoppable onslaught coming down, Scion rooming down as a trade into the bot lane, going to land on both the top and the support. He does not have enough damage really to do anything here. Going to be taking a lot of damage himself, but the Searing Charge will miss. The Decimating Smash onto the Ornn will be canceled as well. But if he landed that now, the Destiny coming through, the Snap Trap, he knocks him away, and the damage will not come through. This is a 3v3 situation. Both Kane and Ari are moving. GP in the mid lane, going to be trying to get there, but the Alistar now slow. The Pulverize going to be stopping this at joining the track, but the dash forward and will be enough to take him down. The Flash Gold card. Now Caitlyn is the next target. He has no flash available. He will go down next. Kane is here to try and turn this, but this is a 4v2. GP is moving as well. Quickly a 5v3 situation. The charm misses, and there's no hope for 5v3 this fight. The gold card is still there, and now the Kane trying to move in. The double Blade's Reach, as well as dodging with the Umbral Trespass, but do they have enough damage to get through? Sejuani goes down, but Kidda fires to the next target. The barrel is laid down, but there's no combo there to be had. Blade takes down Draven. Takey, not sure what to do under the GP, and somehow that is a 2 for 3 in favor of DTS, but could have been a full wipe.
Hyping overstay, then DTS catches them, then DTS overstay. It's a Clown Fiesta.
Right, with the Shadow Step looking for the kill on key. The challengers might as well, but the knockup will miss. Going to be dashing away from the Dongovicious strike. But now Jindy with the gold card looking for it. Blight stays still to get hit by the gold card. Dashing forward, trying to do the damage. Orb of Deception from Kid of Fire, trying to do as much as he can. Misses the charm in the back, but Blight dodges very carefully the card. And now Jindy is going to be taking him away with an auto attack. The Blade Street's missing by a hair breadth.
One of the members on DTS needs an Executioner's calling for that Ross. He is healing for way too much right now. All of the members on there have access to a pretty decent Grievous Wounds item besides maybe TF, who has to spend 3,300 gold for Grievous Wounds. Draven could just spend 800 gold, GP could spend 800, I mean, they just need it. GP actually opted into the second item, Last Whisper here. How do you feel about that?
Definitely an interesting by trying to kill that Ornn, but keep in mind the Charm missing into the mid lane. Call the forge gun coming through, and now Chocho has no flash, and it will go down. That is a pick from the animated character. Sejuani might fall next. The Searing Charge will be flashed away by the Dub XL. Sejuani, he will survive this time. The dash forward, he has Glacial Prison available. Does he decide to use it? Charm misses. Not going to try and go for more aggression. The Cannon Barrage used somewhere. I do believe it was in the top lane to clear out a wave. Yeah, GP's barrels already have a 60%.
Yeah, I already have armor pen on it, so it's quite weird he went for that.
Kind of strange he went for that.
I think he should have went for maybe like lethality. Or Sterix if he wants to be taken, or
100%.
lethality. I think Sterix would have been great.
Youmuu's was nerfed after the last lethality nerf.
Oh, true.
Quite a long time ago, but still in effect, and is one of the things that made GP weaker, as he relied a lot on those early power items. But now Sterix is just so good. He could duel anyone.
Yeah, the base damage with your Sheen procs. Oof.
One of the best interactions in the game currently is actually on par with the old Hexdrinker Sterix Gauge interaction. Where you
God,
can have
I missed
both
that.
shields.
Remember Kog'Maw when he was actually unkillable?
Oh my, don't even bring it up. With Frozen Mallet as well?
Oh, those were the times, dude.
Oh!
All the scripting Kog'Maws in Korea. Oh, I love that.
And somehow, even with that existing, as an 80 carry main, you were still hard stuck low elo.
I didn't play Cog then. What do you mean?
Yeah, unlucky. Now the dragon's coming up, and it will most likely be secured by DTS here. They do have a 2,000 gold lead, so it's no longer an even game. Ornn is coming down. The Shadow Step is there. They are now contesting this hard. Blades reach missing.
Kaynol wasted on the Sejuani.
Kaynol's still available. That was a Caitlyn. Caitlyn. Now the call the Fort God. Going to miss again! As the Ornn misses a massive ultimate. Now the members of Piping will all fall. Sion in the back. Going to go down to the Ignite. Now Ari going to look for more damage as he dashes in with the charm. But he will go down next. Sion passive doing a lot of damage. Now Zigri in the back. Going to go down as well. No, he's actually going to almost kill Jin Daddy with the Bellows Breath. Oh! Coming through. But Jin Daddy manages to take him down. That is a 2 for 5 in favor of DTS.
Just abandoned Jin Daddy there, but it worked out in the end. Did you see the Draven E to cancel the Alistar combo? That was very well played by him. Gunblade coming out from the Ari here. Interesting pickup. I actually just realized kids actually extremely fed this game. 7-2 and 3.
He does have Gunblade, so he will have to start rocking into building into that Lichbane soon. Otherwise, he loses the entire point of that build.
Oh, Draven's actually going double Zeal. Interesting.
Pretty standard crit build coming out from Chocho.
We need to see a Grievous Wounds item on the side of DTS. It's just, the Kane's healing for so much in these fights. You get that Grievous Wounds item, he's so much weaker. You will see bot turret picked up here, though, for the side.
Maybe Sejuani could have picked up a Bramble Vest over...
Yeah. Sag could have picked the Bramble Vest, Sion might have been able to get it.
But now bot tower secured by Jin Daddy, and Blight looking for the pick. Blaze is going to be flashed by Jin Daddy. He will get away. Alistair was coming down as well. But now that Kane, who was so strong in the early game, his power has started to fall off. He's now behind Jin Daddy. The unstoppable onslaught. Dodge might get a fire. Flash by Requiem. But now Zigri on that Ornn is the next target. The Glacial Prison completely whiffed. But now Zigri with the call of the Forge God misses it again! As he's stunned, cannot use the second part of it. The Pulverize combo doing a lot of damage. He's going to take down 2 members right off the bat. Now in the back line, the Kane doing so much damage. And he's going to Umbral Crest Slash straight into that Draven. But he's going to go down shortly as the damage is just too much to handle.
Get a fire.
Dealing with the Sin. Sion passive in the back line. Now the Alistair as well. Going to go down to the Draven. Spinning Axe Requiem trying to find some damage. But the Zanya's used will go down to the Bell's Breath. The cannon. The barrel combo from Takey. Finally doing something on that GP. Get a fire looking for the charm. Not going to find it so far. 3 for 3. Even trade. The game is still going at an even pace. Now Chocho in the backline, very low. The barrel's put down, but GP goes down for no reason as he's not able to find the barrel combo needed to get a kill on a Kid of Fire. And this tower is not going to go down. No minions.
Oh, hey, speaking of the Youmuu's, GP decided to pick one up.
After the last Whisper, by the way. How delayed is that? He's not even building Sterak's. I don't think he knows that item exists.
That's unlucky. Caitlyn also matching the Draven build here. Actually not too far behind. Having her second Zeal, but Draven finishes his actual full-on rapid fire. We need to see Grievous soon. I can't stress that enough. Just
Grievous Woods.
Yeah.
Grievous Woods. You could even see a Morello Namicon coming out.
yeah,
from TF.
but if anything, I think Draven should get it over the TF because that item is so expensive. 800 gold is so cheap, especially when you're a
Or
Draven. You
Bramble
just get it off of the
Vest.
kill.
You could build Bramble Vest.
Yeah, Bramble Vest too.
Or the Sedge.
Yeah, Sedge can build Bramble Vest. Yeah, there's so many options here, but they're just not, and it's not good. Ari heals too, especially because she has a heal on her Q and on her Gunblade. Remove the self-healing
Now,
and that helps.
Pulverize lands on Dongovision. He's in trouble. Draven is here to support. The Blaze Reach going to land onto the Scion. Damage coming through from Kane, and he's trying to unstoppable onslaught away. But the Ogdril trespass as he takes a ride on the choo-choo train. He will cancel it, and now Dongovision is in trouble. The Blaze Reach off cooldown, and he will go down as a pick. Now this is a 4v5 situation. GP coming in the mid lane. Glacial Prison is available. Scion passive not going to be utilized anytime soon. The headbutt, the charm lands on the Sejuani. Sejuani's down the next target. The Blaze Reach going to land as well onto both the Draven as well. Call the Force God, missing again. Now it lands on the Sejuani in the back, but it's not the target they're looking for. Kid of Fire, a huge Kid of Barrage landing. Now Kid of Fire going to go down to the gold card, and they're cutting back beautifully front to back. ZP looking for some more aggression. Searing Card landing, the double knockup, and the damage comes through. The Kane still alive. Sejuani dashes to her death, and now this is a 4 versus 1. Are we still the only one dead on the side of piping? And this game is still even. The Destiny trying to find people out. Will they start the Baron is the real question here.
I think they can. I really do. Ornn's still full HP. You have the Caitlyn. I don't think they're gonna do it.
Yeah, they decide not to start it. There is no Mountain or Ocean Drake available to them that can help them out in that endeavor.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Oh, but now TF, if he gets caught out here, could be even worse. There's no flash on Nemo, so it's hard to pick out that TF. The gold card on the Caitlyn. Will he find it? No. Not going to be able to find it this time. With the Lich Bane, with the 4 items completed, he actually might have been able to one-shot her right there.
Yeah, probably. No MR on Caitlyn. Everyone's respawning on the side of DTS. Whew. Interesting game here. How do you feel about the rapid fire Shiv on Caitlyn now, after Shiv's been nerfed?
I think it's fine. Both items are at the same level of power right now.
Yeah, she actually went Hurricane.
Wow, that's horrifically bad. Hurricane no longer stacks headshot passive. That's equivalent to going Hurricane on like Lulu 80 carry.
Only you would know
actually-
about Lady Carry.
There's actually no effect.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty bad. If anything, if you don't want to go Shiv, just go like Phantom Dancer. At least you'll be kind of tanky. But like, why not Shiv? Like,
Why not anything else? Baron is up. The next dragon will be the next point of contention. TTG Requiem. Although, however, 4 itemization that may be, that is a 4 item Caitlyn, so she will be doing some damage. Now Blight is now the next target onto the TF. The Call of Forge God will land, but the barrel combo is there. Now Blight's in trouble. The gold card, he will fall instantly. This is a 4v5. The Destiny is available. Going to Destiny to the side. The unstoppable onslaught along with the spinning axis, and Ari's the next one to fall. Not even going to be able to use flash. Steering charge away. Nubbek side does not have Glacial Prison up. Alistair, ultimate, going to keep it tanky, but probably not enough through the CC, and he will go down next. That is 3 members down, and Piping lost this game.
holy! Wait, gold card on the turret. Oh. Oh, is Caitlyn gonna die? She sure is!
The 20 falls in return, but this means the game.
Oh. Wow. Is it game though?
Essentially, because of the way their comp works.
Yeah,
even if they
true.
don't end the game here. No, they do. They understand.
Okay.
Or do you want me to hype it up? Now, the next
Hype
hit,
it up.
falling to 4,000 HP, 3,000 HP. They're going for the end. 2,000, 1,000, XPK!
XPK! Woo! GG, boys.
5-member XPK, by the way.
There you go, it's gonna be a Naughty Nibs versus DTS finals.
And that is going to mean the end of the BSGCS Duo League semifinals. DST takes the 2-1. First game's a stomp, second game's a stomp, third game is going to be the even game. that actually looks pretty well. It's almost like it's scripted. I mean, oh shoot, my job. And the leaders of this organization are extremely handsome and very Kim Jong-un like. Anyway, we got to talk about a couple of things. The numbers.
Oof.
Yes, the
Team
numbers.
doing so much damage that game. Wow. Whew. TF doing a ton though. A lot of damage in this game.
Absolutely, and no one really did badly in either team this third game, which is great for our viewership.
For sure.
And for us as well, as the casters, we like to have good games, and it looked pretty smooth. Let's take a look at the damage taken. Pretty smooth across the board as well.
Ooh,
Kane
taking
so much. Holy. Actually, if Zegri had a bit of a better position in those
look at self-mitigated for Ornn.
Oh, wow. 41,000. All right, but now the question we're all waiting for, vision score. Wow, it's all over the place. Sion does take the lead with 44, but Kid of Fire somehow has 41, and Alistair lagging behind at 37. But now, the question, the one we're all waiting for, Control Awards placed.
Hey,
right,
everyone got one.
No zeros.
Whew. See, they learned Vision wins games, unless you're piping, then you lose. Unlucky.
Unlucky. So we have to declare a series MVP, get him in here for a short interview.
You think Jin Daddy?
Well, we have to pick it from the team that won, so we're limited to DTS.
Yeah, wait, Jin Daddy, yeah.
And so I'm just talking about some restrictions here.
Oh, true.
We have to eliminate people that make egregiously bad plays. So
So Draxier can never get MVP.
Yeah, that's correct.
Egregiously bad. I don't think DuoEsports can get it for game 2.
Definitely agree.
Take Key as well. His Vlad last game. I don't know. I'm leaning towards Jin Daddy or Donga Vicious.
Well, let's talk about the picks. We're limiting it to the mid and AD carry support roles. And let's talk about the games that they played. In the first game, Chocho played Twitch, I believe, and just wiped the
I don't
enemy
think
team.
he played that well that game. I think his positioning was off and he got him killed. I think Jin Daddy was the main reason they even got ahead in that win, as well as DuoExcel that game. But I don't know. I think Jin Daddy.
The issue is Jin Daddy he was one of the major reasons they got rolled over in the second game. He got ganked about 4 times and he died.
But Chocho's
4
Ezreal.
times.
You have to keep that in mind.
Chocho's Ezreal actually did quite a bit of damage that game.
True.
It's going to be a close one between these three.
True.
Very close. Dongovicious, what did he play? In the first game, it was Twitch Alistair.
Yeah.
In the second game, it was Ezreal and Alistair.
His All-Star actually helped him get a lead in the first game.
But he did miss a lot of combos.
No, second game he hard trolled. Remember? He
missed a lot of combos and he cheesed. Okay, so Dong is eliminated. So it's up to Jin Daddy and Chocho.
I'm being told Jin Daddy was not MVP by a local fan.
A local fan. Is it the one with spinning blades? That kind of fan?
Oh.
All right. Chocho or Jin Daddy?
I think Jin Daddy.
Tyler won. That's ignorant on the stream, supporting his boy Tyler.
My guess. I'm really being told Jin Daddy doesn't deserve MVP. I don't know. I don't think they would have won this game without Jin Daddy or the first
I
game.
have information from members of DTS saying Cho is ready for interview and Jin is not, so that is our answer. We'll give them both an equal MVP, but we'll have the interview for Chocho as he is here. As we do not have time to deliberate, I'm going to move him in here really quickly. Chocho.
He's muted.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing, bro? So we kind of gave you and Jin Daddy kind of equal MVP because we don't have time to deliberate on it, and he's not even here, even if we were to give it to him. So we'll interview you and just call it a tie. How about that?
That's fine, but I just want to mention, in my personal, I think Jin Daddy was MVP. Not like in game how he played, but like his mentality kept everyone like all right after game 2.
Damn.
And
What a
I
hero.
think that's super commendable by him.
For
Absolutely.
sure.
And that's information we didn't have when we made our decision. So to even include him over you or with you without the information definitely says something. All right. So now that you're here, Daniel, how about you ask him a question?
All right. Does Drax here have any redeeming qualities?
No,
The correct answer is no. by the way.
Come on.
Excuse me.
Come on.
Could you repeat that?
Don't worry about it. How'd you feel about the matchup tonight?
Alright, you know what? I know piping was hard since we versed them before and won one. The support left a bad taste in my mouth afterwards, but that actually kind of fueled me to play better than usual in this match. So that's
You
got
played great, dude.
game 2 now, but yeah, overall.
Game 2 was a bit rough.
Yeah, very.
I mean, it is going to be a bit rough when you try and all in someone at level 1 as Alistair as well.
Yeah, that was my mistake. I caught that and it didn't work out.
Oh boy.
Unlucky.
I think I'll
so-
listen to my support more nowadays.
It's good.
So
That's
it is
good.
9:30. We'll try and roll this up. I'll ask the last question. We'll probably wrap this one up.
Okay.
The question to you is, what happened that first game? How did you just roll them over like that?
So late now that I played these 3 games, I think if you just win laning phase, you win the game, and then we just happened to win laning phase. I don't know why, we just did. Maybe they made some individual mistakes in each lane. It happens sometimes, but yeah. So you just snowball that into mid game and then win.
And that makes sense, right? Because in game
Yeah, game 2,
three,
same
one
thing
won lane.
happened.
No one won lane, so the game was even the entire way through.
Oh, game 3, yeah.
Right. All right, so that provides us with some good insight. Chocho, any comments you want to make? This is the semifinals MVP, and you're going to face Naughty Nips in the finals next week. Or, yeah, that's right.
Alright. Those 2, I mean Naughty Nips, that's a scary team. But I just want to mention, today 2 of our members were playing at the PC cafe, so they weren't at peak
Oh.
potential. And one of our members had some relationship problems at the time,
Unlucky.
so we weren't at tip-top shape. But next week, hopefully, we'll be at our 100.
Absolutely. And I know a lot about relationship problems, not from my past, but from Daniel's. Anyway, let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up. Chocho,
Wait on
thanks
it,
so
man.
much. Congratulations on your MVP, and we're looking forward to a good performance next week.
Thank
And
you.
the door is on your right.
Alright. I'll be seeing y'all. Have a good
See
one.
ya. Same to you. Damn, dude, that guy has
All
such
right.
a nice accent. Like, actually.
He does. Ladies and gentlemen, that was, of course, Chocho, the AD carry of DST, the MVP of this game and match of the BSGCS semifinals of Duo Esports. I'm your play-by-play caster, Drax here, and this is your color caster, Daniel.
Hiya.
And we will end it there. Everyone, have a good night, and we'll see you for the finals next week.
Don't let me drown. Don't let me drown. Don't let me drown. I can't regret leaving you alone until you find your way back home.